Good morning and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on into the Dream League Season 23 MENA Qualifiers. I am Blue Scale, joined by my good friend Otomo. We are here to bring you the action of the day for the MENA region. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of it, but we're here.
For the one game that we have. Well, actually, there's more games, but this channel will have one game, and the rest of the games will be on another channel. But yeah, the reason because of that is that we only had 4 teams coming in for the MENA region. We were hoping for, 8, but literally the 2 teams that we had 2 invited teams and 2 teams that came from the open qualifiers, they didn't have to play against each other. They just came in. They're like, all right, you're the close qualifiers. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, it's a little bit awkward, but hopefully these teams can be able to put up a good fight. Obviously, there are, the 2 big ones that everybody knows. There's going to be Enigma Galaxy and obviously PSG Quest.
Yep.
And then there are Fun Gamers and Copy Bebra, which I don't know too much about, Otomo.
Is it Capybara? I thought it was Capybara. Is that not? Or I guess I must have read it wrong.
Yeah, I think when there's an E after the first B, so I think it's Copy Bebra. I think Capybara obviously would make sense, but
yeah,
I don't know. Either they misspelt it or it's all intentional. I have no idea.
We're not sure, but either way, it's only going to be about a total of 6 games that we're going to be having for the whole region, which is a little, but it's fine. Most likely we are looking at Enigma Galaxy versus PSG Quest. They're going to meet up in the upper bracket finals, then the grand finals, but maybe we'll have an upset. Maybe some other team will show up. We know Winter Bears beat Nigma, so there are some up and rising teams here in the region.
There are, true. I mean, yeah, you're saying Winter Bears beat Nigma, but where are Winter Bears? They're not in the qualifiers. They didn't get an invite to the main tournament because the other MENA team that should be here is obviously Falcons, but they're already into the main event, so it makes sense why they're not here. But Winter Bears is interesting. They're just, I don't know where they are.
Maybe they're hibernating.
Maybe that makes a lot of sense. I was looking for all their social media stuff, like trying to find any hint about where they were doing, but there's literally nothing. So I don't know. It's just a mystery. Maybe they're just taking this time to do some more practice, perhaps.
Maybe. I mean, we didn't know that the last time we saw them, they had changed a couple of their players, and they looked better. They have been sort of recruiting and putting in an effort. It's like every time I see Winter Bears, they seem to be improving a little bit, either by finding a new player or overall the team's just been playing better. So it's a nice thing for them, but not seeing them here is a bit odd. And I mean, the fact that they have beat Nigma means that I think they would post a legitimate, 3-way tie between them and PSG Quest. I don't know if maybe PSG Quest beats them anyway, but I would have loved to see them. It would have been nice. It would have been nice to have 5 teams just for that reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Anything to give us a few more games of Dota, which is obviously what all you guys are here. You want to watch some good competitive games, and that is hopefully what we're going to get. But like we were saying, obviously, these 2 opening series, I don't think many people are expecting them to be super close, unless you have some big info here, Otomo, which might shine some light on that and say this is actually potentially going to be like a full 3-game series.
It could be, actually. I mean, okay, it's 10% chance of this happening. Someone will be like, what are you saying? No, but Fun Gamers, they have 2 of their teams have actually, 2 of their players have gone up against 3, which is their mid and Yumi, Zoom, Zigzag, and Cold. They played against Enigma Galaxy before. And in the second game, it went actually 45 minutes. They had the lead a couple of times. Their ranks are pretty high. We have rank 300, rank 400. So it's not, this huge gap between them. I mean, it is huge, but it's not massively unreachable. So I think that they could maybe pose a threat to Enigma. We'll see how game 1 goes, but there's a chance for it.
Yeah, there is a chance. You never know. We'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully, we do get that nice close series because no one really likes watching a stomp at all. Maybe they show up, because so far the lobby is completely empty. All right, they're trickling in now. All right, we will have a game.
Oh no, they didn't trickle in. They came in as a party. They because I was looking at the members list and it just goes from 8 to 13. You're like, all right, the party's rolling in. All of them are here. So that's kind of cool that they are slightly last second, but it's fine. One of the so the heroes I'm looking forward to seeing is maybe the Coddle. We do know that for Fun Gamers, they've been flexing it as a 2 and a 4. Would be interesting to see how they play it. Other than that, not a whole lot of very unexpected heroes. Like position 4, Hoodwink, Lion. Who could have seen that one coming?
Who could have seen that one coming? Oh yeah, I mean, because obviously I'm going to say to a lot of people, I'm a tiny bit out of the loop. Obviously, I've just moved. I've had a load of computer trouble, so I've not really played anything for a while. So if I say some really out of date, irrelevant information, do forgive me, guys. I will apologize. But hopefully the meta hasn't changed all too much. I mean, there was that patch that came out 2 days ago, so even that is going to be pretty fresh for a lot of people. So
yeah, the biggest. I mean, there's a bunch of changes you can look into. Reven's Brooch, you can't do crit hits when you use it. So like Mars and PA aren't as good as with it before, because now before it's like, oh, I crit and the person has relatively low magic resistance. I do a big hit with it. It's awesome. But now you can't do that. So that's kind of a big deal. Another thing that I thought might be we might see a lot of is that now the Helm of the Overlord or Helm of the Dominator, whatever it's called, when you take a creep, you get the bounty of it anyway. So before, when you take these ancient creeps, you kind of miss out on the gold. I think that's something that could bring them a little bit back to relevance, especially because Beastmaster did get buffed as well. So that would be kind of cool to see.
Yeah, that will be interesting. We'll see how these pro players do take different takes on the meta as it does evolve. I know it's probably completely irrelevant, but how do you feel about the Divine Rapier change, where you toggle it now between physical damage and magic damage amplification?
Irrelevant, completely irrelevant. You know why? Because have you ever? Who's going to buy it and be like, I want the magic one? It's like every time we see it, it's going to be on a physical builder. I think there's easier and cheaper ways to get magic amp without having to go through that. So I feel like it's not going to make a difference 99.9% of the time.
Okay, well, that'll be interesting to see. But we do actually have now the draft underway, so let's jump on in and see how this first game of the MENA qualifiers is going to go down. And are you expecting anything different to happen in this draft, or do you think it's going to be pretty standard for the meta?
I'd like to see some new heroes. By the way, one thing I want to mention is that Enigma Galaxy, they did lose to Farmers in PGL Wallachia Open qualifiers, and it wasn't very close between them. So they're definitely maybe through growing pains going through that. So that's nice for fun gamers. As the first man is going to be Chen. Chen did get nerfed. His the armor from Divine Fervor went down by a lot. It was like 36 down to 28 at max level. So definitely not as impressive as it used to be. And there goes the Sumail Storm. It is currently the hero he's grinding MMR with. He's been playing it a lot this patch. So it makes sense they want to get rid of it.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, it's always going to be some male here, no matter what happens. Although every single time I see it, I always think of that interview where he said just blatantly, "I don't like playing Storm Spirit. I don't find it fun, but people make me play it because I win games." So it's kind of an awkward spot for him. But who cares? If you're winning games and there's thousands and thousands of dollars on the line, who gives a crap if you don't really enjoy the hero? Just do it.
It's like hundreds of thousands for some of these games, but yeah, I mean, whoever. I'll play Viper every game. Just put me in a pro team. I'm like Viper and DK. Those are exciting. Give me another one. All right. So
I mean, very exciting.
For fun gamers, they do get rid of. They finish their bans, and that's going to be. I imagine Matthew playing the Bat Rider. The FBZ does play it a little bit, but I think it's more likely to be on. Actually, no, I think it might be more likely to be on FBC. He plays it more than Matthew. Okay. And they go for IO for fun gamers. Interesting opening. Does it leave them up to openings like the Grimstroke, the Disruptor, which are really good counters towards the IO?
Well, we'll see if they, they've only got one ban here, so we'll see which one of those they are going to take out, if any. But yeah, Enigma Galaxy do decide to take away both the Gyro and Marcy both. Sometimes they can be pretty frustrating combos with the IO, so it does make sense just to take those away. And their hero ban of choice of fun gamers was actually the Tiny.
Tiny, huh? I guess. Yeah, that's like Matthew's second most played hero. They don't want to go against. You already have up against Displacement with the Bat Rider last, so you don't want to go up against two of it. And they don't play it a lot for Zoom Zigzag. He plays Hoodwink Line, Call, Rubik, and Techies. So none of those melee position fours. I know that their names on the top, on the right for fun gamers are different, but that's their official registered names, which is a Nine, a Yumi, Deep Kid, Zoom Zigzag, and Cold. I like them. Those are the names you want to go with. Fun Gamers, they open up with the Undying. Sorry, not open up. They continue with the Undying. Okay.
All right. All right. Well, we'll see what Galaxy are going to pick into offlane to go up against that. But I mean, looking like Fun Gamers just starting off this draft with their support duo, unless there's going to be some interesting swap arounds. I mean, you go back not too far, and people were sort of playing Undying as a position 3. Some teams were sampling it. It wasn't super popular, but there's the potential that maybe Fun Gamers might do it. You know, we were saying that people are just going to be generally favoring Enigma Galaxy in this series, so maybe Fun Gamers are thinking we have to do some crazy, quirky things to combat that. We'll just have to wait and see. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm surprised though to see Undying and Io. Usually these are seen as position 5s. I know Io sometimes is 4 just so you can get that fast mech, locket, and shard if you're with like a Leshrac, which is cool. But it's a no stun lineup from your supports. That is kind of scary. And I think Batrider also doesn't really mind playing against either of these heroes. Like, oh yeah, sure. I mean, like, what's Undying really going to do to me? Interesting opening. We'll see how they just...
Yeah, it seems like a decent amount of save. Like, if someone gets Flaming Lassoed, you can always chuck them in the Tombstone, or you can do a relocate back with the IO. So there are those sort of counterplays there to the initiation of Enigma Galaxy so far. Again, like you were saying, lack of stuns is always a big part of Dota 2. You know, it's very hard to kill people if you can't lock them down, and there is absolutely nothing that IO and Dying can do to help in that matter. So we'll see if they do get punished, and the Disruptor does get picked up, followed by a Timbersaw.
Yeah, the Disruptor, he's got buffed pretty nicely. For people who don't know, it used to be that your Thunderstrike was 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 seconds slow. Now it's 0.4 from the start, which is really good because that also reduces your attack speed and your movement speed, so you can trade way better with just 1 point of Thunderstrike. And he's a great counter to the IO. IO shows up with his friend, and you're like, let me pick which one I'm sending back, and I'll kill the other one, which is really good. And in general, just solid when you're winning. Timbersaw comes out, so that's going to be FBZ's hero. So Matthew is going to be playing the Batrider. And again, no stuns, not a whole lot of the magic damage of Fun Games. I'm hoping that we see something like a Chaos Knight with the IO. He did get buffed. Chaos Strike has 50% extra cast range. Oh, no, sorry, Reality Rift, whatever the ability is called. 50% extra cast range, and he life steals a tiny bit more. It used to be 1.9, now it's 2 when you hit creeps.
Yeah, but it's definitely a nice patch. Okay, Luna. All right, it's not too bad of a combo with the IO for sure.
Yeah, got stun.
Yeah, I mean, it can keep its range against the Timbersaw. You got to spam out the beams with the magic damage, obviously, and like you said, it has a stun. But if you ever need a hero that has a lot of stuns, Atomo, Zardar is definitely one of them.
True, and their BKB piercing, very nice. The minus armor is also pretty good. Timbersaw did get nerfed, by the way. He gets, I think, less reactive armor stacks. And there was another nerf, but I'm not sure. But generally, he is going to be slightly easier to kill. And that is going to be very likely Miracle's Terrorblade. Unless somehow it's like Batrider offlane, Timbersaw mid. But we'll see if Gas goes for that. Sumail, he has not played a whole lot of Timbersaw. So I'm really not seeing it as a Timbersaw mid. Or Bat, for that matter.
Yeah. We'll see which direction they're going to go. Obviously, can't go for his trademarked Storm Spirit, as the was taken out at the very start of the game by Fun Gamers. And they themselves are going to start trying to take away a few mid laners. First off being the Leshrac, obviously fantastic versus both the Timbersaw and Terrorblade, so makes sense taking that one away.
And a great combo with the Io, which we also mentioned earlier. So it's a nice ban here by Enigma. Fun Gamers, you're looking at mids. What are you scared of, actually? By the way, 3 of their heroes not great against with removing the tombstones. Really, mostly the Terrorblade that you're kind of like, if he metas, but then again, if Terrorblade is hitting your tombstone, that's also not the worst thing in the world because he's not hitting heroes.
That is true.
Oscar comes out. Pango. Okay. This guy, I feel like this guy got pretty heavy nerfs. His swashbuckle went from 4 hits to 3, but they do more damage. But that's still bad because that's less chances to proc Diffusal, a Basher, things like that. So it is, the hero does feel a bit weaker. All right. Fun.
But we'll see how it goes down, obviously. Yeah, well, what hero comes to mind when you want something to lane up decently versus a Panglo, and maybe answer the problem of bringing a bit more control in these team fights, because they are still lacking quite a lot despite the Slada.
Well, let's see. Puck's gone. I think there's a Lina and there's a Coddle if you want it. That's those heroes they play a lot of. They go for the Queen of Pain instead. Okay. Immediately there's some sort of pause happening, by the way. Oh, okay, they're resuming, sorry.
Yeah.
not much control from the Queen of Pain, but you look at the other, she does give a good amount of damage, which you kind of want, right? Apart from the Timber Saw, there's not a whole lot of health on the other side, so I kind of like it.
Yeah, and there's not really anything Sumail's going to be able to do here to actually harass out Anumi. Like, it feels like the Queen of Pain's going to be fine, sat in here, getting a few CS, slowly harassing Sumail out of the lane, and potentially could set up for a good opportunity. It definitely looks like ganking on into their off lane is going to be a primary location, you know, obviously with the Slardar there, and if Zigzag gets a decent level 6, you can always bring the IO in as well. So it feels like Fun Gamers are definitely trying to set up for this sort of skirmishing, hero picking off playstyle.
I like it. I kind of like it. I just don't think that they said that there's a whole lot of synergy with the Undying. You know what I mean? Like usually want some extra team fight with it. It just feels like it's Undying drops Tombstone, and there's nothing to hold them in. There's no Mars Arena, no Chrono, no Coil. It's just like, all right, let's get out. And you have Timber Chain, Swashbuckle, Flying Bat Rider. We'll see. Obviously, Enigma Galaxy comes in as a heavy favorite, but I do think Fun Gamers has a draft. It's just a little bit of awkward that has lack of stunts and control.
Yeah, well, we'll see if that little decision does come back to bite them in the arse or not, as we'll be jumping on into this game. And maybe like we're saying, they're going to be looking to try to get constant kills. Maybe if they could just chain a few deaths on towards Miracle, shut his game down, and potentially just run away with an early lead, and to take the game before the Terrorblade actually becomes scary. We could see them get the win that way, but generally it's not very easy at all.
It is a pretty good skirmishing lineup, right? Like you have the IO who can show up anywhere. Queen, like Slardar doesn't really have cooldowns. Undying is pretty good just with like coming in with decay. Like there is a decent amount of value to Fun Gamers draft. My problem mainly with the Queen of Pain is that long cooldown for her ultimate. It's it does take a while for her to be like, okay, I'm ready to fight again.
Yeah, it can be quite a problem. We'll see if that's an issue for them. Actually, I was just thinking, right? You were saying about how the Undying doesn't make much sense in this draft. Like we're mentioning the Tombstone save against the Flaming Lasso.
Yep.
You also have the Tombstone save against the Glimpse for the IO. He gets Glimpse back to his other lane, quickly chuck him in the Tombstone, bring it back out afterwards. That's the big brain play right there, Otomo.
Yeah, I don't know if you play for that though. You play for like the 15-minute shard Undying. Like it's kind of like pretty out there. I don't know if you can see, but sometimes like it's a bit too complex of a counter. Well, it could work for sure, and I don't think that's really the way they thought of it.
No, I don't think so. I'm just trying to find any sort of slight little thing I can, I've got to find those little fine details.
I like how we're sort of already Enigma Galaxy's corner, but imagine if Fun Gamers just goes and trashes them, and we're like, okay, everything looks amazing for Fun Gamers. Everything made sense.
I mean, I'm here for that, Tomo. I would be sad to see that at all, because like we were saying, we want to be able to get a decent, fun series right here. And if they could just absolutely demolish Enigma Galaxy game number 1, that's going to make it exciting. It's going to make it very, very exciting. But we are now underway. Game's unpaused. We have a 5-man split for Enigma, and they're heading into the same direction of a few members here of Fun Gamers, so we might get a level 1 fight.
Yeah, I look forward to also when the game ends, you can see everyone's MMR, and we can be like, oh, now we get it. But our Fun Gamers, I know 2 of them are ranked 300, one of them's a bit lower, which is cold, but it's fine. I'm not sure where MENA falls on the leaderboards. You know what I mean? Because as it's part of Western Europe, you know what I mean? Because you have like the top 5,000 in the region. Oh, cold! Oh dear.
In a really awkward spot, does get pushed back there with a nice flame break usage, and eventually he will get brought down. Who gets the final hit? They're going to be able to give it over towards Miracle. So there you go, first blood going the way of the Terrorblade. Very nice turn events there for Enigma Galaxy. And it happens so early that they're going to be able to fall back and at least grab 2 of these bounties as well. So they are very happy.
He did get a 2-man decay, but in the end, just not close enough to the tower to stay alive. Poor Cold. Now he's ice cold.
Yeah, well, he's a zombie. I suppose he's always cold.
I guess so. Well, now he's colder. He's underground. Although you think was underground cold or hot? Anyway,
it depends how far down in the ground you go. You go a few miles, it's very hot, very hot. But yeah, doesn't look like we're going to get any more fights. Everyone's just going to standardly stay, get the 2 for 2 on the bounties, and everyone's just going to go back to their standard lanes. So, we were saying that we're probably favouring this mid lane here for Anumi. On the Queen of Pain, he should have a nice time. But how do you think the other 2 side lanes are going to go?
Let's see. Bottom lane's going to be the the Timbersaw as well as the Disruptor. It is going to be Disruptor 4, by the way, on Matthew versus Lunandai. Should go okay for really either side. And wow, A9's taking a few hits here. But it should be okay for both sides. Like, I think FBZ might be the strongest here on the lane, but if you can get good decays and Tombstone, you can kill Disruptor, so it should be fine for both sides. I also like the ward.
No, go on.
I was gonna say, I love the ward that Enigma Galaxy planted behind the tier 1. That gives you vision of when couriers come, so it's very easy to snipe them.
Yeah, and you can already tell by Matthew's positioning that he's just going to try and play around this area and potentially snatch a few of those couriers away. Yeah, in the mid lane, we do see Sumail having a decent start on the CS. There's Numi's trailing behind a little bit, but pause. Hopefully there's no severe lag issues going on.
So no, and Yumi does start with level 1 Scream of Pain, just because that one's a bit easier to hit the creeps with. We're probably going to be taking Shadow Strike in level 2 and 3. And oh my, the pause is coming out. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. It gives us a chance to look at the top lane, which is going to be the Bat Rider and the Terrorblade against the Slaughter IO. Unusual combination of heroes, I gotta say. And I do think I favor Fun Gamers on this one, but with Miracle activates the meta, that's also like when it shifts to Enigma Galaxy's side.
Yeah, that's true. I feel in general, it is just going to be Depkid having a pretty decent time up here. Should be able to push Miracle back, but they do have the saving grace, the fact that this Terrorblade did get the first blood, so that will help him a little bit. But again, I have to wait and see what Kuroki's really going to be able to bring to the table here and make space for Miracle not.
Bat Rider got a pretty heavy nerf, actually, which is that Flame Break does not last as long in the early levels. It used to be 5 seconds at all levels, now it's 2, 3, 4, 5, which means that slow is also shorter. The Sticky Napalm combination is also weaker, although by the time you get to the point of Sticky Napalm, you usually have maxed out Flame Break anyway, so it's not that big of a deal, but the slow is not going to last as long, which is a problem.
Yeah, I suppose it's a bit more like burst damaging now, because it's the same damage in total, but but it definitely does impact the slow more than anything else, which I feel is probably the main aspect of the actual skill. So definitely does feel a bit rough.
I mean, going from a 5-second slow to a 2-second slow is pretty bad. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, the percentage stays the same, and sure, the damage scales up, but just worse with Sticky Napalm. So there's a problem. And our admin, he's like, "Oh, come on, boys, we got a show. Let's keep it going."
Yeah, man. People want to start getting the action rolled. I know I do. Hopefully, there's not going to be any issues. Still having some lag problems. Cold's even going to have to do a little reconnect. Oh, dear.
Oh, well, let's hope everything's going to be fine when he comes back. Not because we're only 1 minute in, so there's not much to discuss in terms of items. There's just a lot of stats for all the heroes. I'm seeing a lot of players just buy like casual circlet. Maybe you upgrade, maybe you don't. You just go for the efficiency in your backpack, right? You don't have to take 2 iron branches because it's so you say 1 circlet. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
FBZ's got +6, magic 1, and 3 iron branches. That's cool. I'm excited to see what Matthew can do on this position for Disruptor. I feel like this hero is really good when you're winning, and as a position for, it's like, what can you do with this hero?
It's true. It feels like a decent sort of matchup against the Undying in a way. Like, you're able to keep your distance quite easily. You got good harassment against them as well, so should make this lane a little bit more awkward for Cold. But it kind of looks like Matthew's putting a lot of his attention on towards A9 instead, just really trying to focus on this Luna, which I guess also works. FBC shouldn't really care about the Undying too much.
Exactly, right. FBC, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking why top bot lane favors maybe Enigma just a tiny bit more, is that the other 3 heroes all seem like they're killable, right? Except the Timbersaw. I don't see you dying. You're probably going to be fine.
He should be A-OK indeed. But yeah, obviously, we're saying in the mid, the fact that Sumail does have this early CS lead, which is, just to be expected. You're a melee hero. It's going to be that much easier. But until Numi hits his level 3, where I'm sure he'll have 2 points into Shadow Strike, then we'll start to see this lane struggle for Sumail. I mean, do you think maybe he might go for a different skill build, or do you think it is just going to be the Shadow Strike spam now?
Should be Shadow Strike. I mean, that's what you usually see. By level 5, it's like 2-1-2. Sometimes we've seen 3-1-1, which I feel like, wow, that's a big commitment, you know. So we'll see how he's going to fall. But at least 2 points in Shadow Strike makes sense. Well, yeah, just waiting for the game here. A lot of the other regions have already finished. I believe that MENA will be one of the last regions to, despite having the fewest games, we will be ending it quite late tomorrow. You know, that's how it is.
Yeah, you know, just gonna get all the viewership for the most exciting games.
Hey, he's back.
Of course. All right.
We're fine.
Hopefully,
there we go.
that's the lag issue sorted. They're saying sorry, go.
Oof.
And we're now back under away, and hopefully, Cold is not going to have any problems anymore, because no one likes to lose a game because of lag. We've all had that in our past, where you just lag out and you just feel absolutely miserable. You don't want that in pro games either.
Oh man, the things I've done to my desk because we've lagged. Like, oh, it's your fault. As A9 taking it. Look, that's slow. You can feel it, by the way. It's usually giving Matthew enough time to land an extra hit. Before it was like the 0.1 second stun slow is too little, but now it's like 0.4. You really do have the time to chase and land an extra hit. Like Thunderstrike hit, Thunderstrike hit. Disruptor is definitely going to be a lane dominator this lane. Oh, sorry, this patch.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it already. Like A9 are having the funnest time. Doing fine in CS though for now, but even still, I feel like once Matthew gets a few more points into Thunderstrike, it's going to be much more difficult for him.
In pubs, I've seen people put 2 points in just because the damage almost doubles from level 1 to 2. And oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah, Cold, get it very low, but FBZ as well. Has to go for the Timber Chain to run away. Matthew will be able to kill the Tombstone, but maybe he's waited a little bit too long to start running away. A9 though, not going to be able to commit for the kill. Then Matthew, all right, just harassing Cold back. No one's going to die here.
Not bad attempt though. It does mean FBZ is not going to be aggressive for a while. Matthew has used all his health and mana basically. Cold's also kind of out of commission, so we might see whoever's got the better mango usage is. Oh, here we go. Yeah, he might be dead.
Yeah, going to try and go for it. Although it's actually FBC who's taking a lot of damage. Even still, Cold will hit Litter again. And that is another kill going the way of Enigma Galaxy. Looked very close there, but FBC had a lot of stick charges saved up. It does make the difference.
Yeah, he's also got Bracer as well. Very well played with the Glimpse. Matthew just goes for Cold. You always forget that spell does do damage, a decent amount of it as well. So it's not the worst thing in the world because because once Cold comes back, he's gonna have some mana. He's gonna be ready to actually like do something because an Undying with no mana is useless.
Yeah, 100%. So maybe FBC might struggle a bit now. He's just trying to get his arcanes as fast as possible. Probably not going to be too far away from that. But yeah, looks like in the mids is finally starting to go the way of the Queen of Pain now. Like Anumi actually leading in terms of CS, and you can even see Sumail having to run off to go and fill up a spot on the bounty. So costing a bit of time there for the Pango.
Yeah, overall, the lane stage not too bad for fun gamers. We say that as Miracle, he's man mode.
Yeah, trying to push him back. The Debkit does take a lot of damage. Actually turns around onto Kuroki. Just trying to make the Batrider feel unsafe as possible. But yeah, even still, that was... I don't know if that was the first or second meta usage, but even still, like, Fun Gamers offlane didn't really care.
Which is nice, right? You kind of know that meta's going to be sort of not a threat for a while once it like expires. Queen of Pain gets a ruin. Mid lane, 19 and 9 to the... What was it? 17 and 4. Not bad at all for the Queen of Pain. You do want to make sure Sumail doesn't get that level 6 for as long as possible. Those denies do add up. 10 denies, that's the highest in the game. Against Sumail, by the way, which is no easy feat.
Yeah, it's really impressive, actually. Very happy to see that he's able to put up such a strong fight here. And again, just continuously harassing him back just with the Shadow Strike on top of him. The Pango doesn't like to be sat in front of those creeps for too long. Meanwhile, down at the bot, we see FBC just being kept to this constant low health. Meanwhile, A9 and Cold seem pretty healthy and safe right now.
It's costing Cold all his resources. He's literally got no items. Everything he has is a consumable. I know, FBZ, he just Timber Chains.
His burst damage. And he takes a lot of Timber Chain, comes back off with the cooldown. In a second, he will be fine, get himself away. Very, very close, though. There was a lot of damage that came in very quickly. He's going to make FBZ feel a little bit unsafe coming back into this lane in the future. But, you know, he's going to go all the way back to the fountain, heal up, come back in, full HP, full mana, and be ready to rock and roll.
All right, let's say what it is. Fun gamers, they're impressing so far. You know, they're holding their own. Like 0-2, maybe a little bit of CS advantage for Enigma Galaxy, but that's no big deal. They are threatening FBC in the bottom lane. top lane, Dipkid's having a fairly decent time against Miracle. Mid lane, you can say that he actually won, although it is a very Queen of Pain favored matchup, but very nicely done by Fun Gamers in all the lanes so far.
Yeah, it really is. Like, the only person who's doing better than their counterpart on the side of Enigma Galaxy is Miracle so far.
Yes.
And even still, it's not a massive advantage. 35 and 8 against A9's 30 and 11. So it still feels pretty damn even between them. So yeah, very strong showing. But even still, it's actually a solid 1k gold lead from Enigma Galaxy. And Cold, maybe in danger, trying to grab the 6-minute rune. Unfortunately, does spawn on top. Although Numi and Zigzag are both here, and Samael just goes for the TP out. Doesn't want to risk it. And a very wise choice.
I mean, Samael gets the kill, but you get an Invis Ruin on the Queen of Pain. Maybe a Yumi can actually go and like kill Miracle, and that is what he's thinking about. You know, he takes it. Oh wait, he's going top, but decides to change his mind. He wants the creep wave in mid instead. Okay. He's like, I don't want to be too predictable with this.
No, although up top, looks like Miracle was actually in danger right now, stuck between rock and a hard place, nowhere to go. And Debkid able to get the kill, the crush, not quite connecting there on towards Kuroki. But even still, taking down the Terrorblade, fantastic pickup there for Fun Gamers.
And huge. I feel like Slaughter is going to be sort of the main point of aggression for Fun Gamers. While the Queen of Pains, like, you have that timing with your ultimate, but Slaughter is able to fight all the time. So him doing a good job, that is very nice for them. I mean, plus Queen of Pains, like, if you show up with an ultimate, usually that's almost good enough. Like, the gold later can come in later.
Yeah, it really is.
Gold. Okay.
Okay, just casually dropping the tombstone behind the tower, forcing him back right out. Matthew's actually taking a lot of damage. Has to glimpse A9 away. Cold, not going to be able to commit for the kill. FBZ, he actually jumps in aggressively there. Maybe going to be mistakes again. He gets beaten into and forced away. Very aggressive play. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the map, Miracle and Kuroki both die at the top lane there from a rotation from a new me. And Fun Gamers, man, they're really popping off. Although they're going to come down to this spot to try and get a retaliation kill. And it looks like it's only going to be on Cold to position 5. This was a rotation from Samael, so even still, Fun Gamers, they're happy.
Yeah, for a second I thought VZ was going to die. Okay, that was a little too much. But that, you know, and them actually going for this aggression to different sides, it was difficult for Samael because you kind of have to pick, do I save Miracle or do I save FBZ? And by the time, of course, you know, Miracle was already dead, he had to go bomb. So it's not bad at all, this idea of having aggression both. And you look at the net worth, the top 3 cores on Fun Gamers. We have a game on our hands.
We really, really do. This is definitely a fantastic turn of events. You know, we were saying everyone's going to be naturally favoring Enigma Galaxy in this game. They even got the first blood, which just makes you feel a little bit safer, saying Enigma Galaxy going to be the favorites. But Fun Gamers, man, they're just waiting for their timings. And they're really bouncing back hard here. And they're having a fun time, you know?
The only people who weren't favoring Enigma Galaxy were the Enigma Galaxy fans. You know, that's how it usually is. They're like, nah. As FBZ, he's level 5 to the 5 and 5 on Cold and A9, which is not bad for position 5 being the same level as the enemy offlaner. He is maxing out the decay as well, so FBZ is usually walking around with minus 12, minus 16, just because of the cooldown. So overall, very nice for Fun Gamers.
It is. You can see as well FBZ not even bothering to skill reactive armor in this lane because there's just so much magic damage spam. It doesn't feel like it's worth it. Which I guess it does make sense to some degree. You do lack out on the HP regen in general, though, which maybe affects his sustain in this lane, but we'll see if he gets punished anymore. But we do have a rotation here. Samael trying to come for a backstab on towards A9 and Cold. Looks like they're going to sail just for a jump immediately on towards the Undying. Puts down a tombstone. Cancel the Rolling Thunder with one stun, but he's still able to cast it through. Although in comes the recall, and they're trying to go towards Matthew, but nice use there of the glimpse. Chucks away the Slardar. So he doesn't get involved, but even still, FBZ loses his life. And a new me trying to push for more, finding Matthew, chucks down the ult, secures the kill, and it ends up being another 2 picks up there for Fun Gamers.
Arcane Ruin was used in the time as well, so it's not going to be that long of a cooldown for the ultimate. He got him at the very edge, and just, we mentioned, right, this is what IR gives you, that aggression to keep going, whatever. It's very impressive. Look at FBZ's net worth, man. He is struggling. Just like the Slaughter is critical for Fun Gamers as the, you know, the tip of the spear, the same thing for the Timbersaw. You know, he's going to be the guy who's first in the fight, so he's got to have some net worth going for him.
Yeah, he really, really does. Otherwise, Enigma Galaxy are just going to be struggling so much. Man, look at the chart. 78% win probability. Fun Gamers already. This is a real. We do have a fun game here now. This is good.
Yes, we do. When we were told there's only 2 matches. Oh, here we go. Kuroki.
All the stuff just about lands with Rush. Although, actually going to turn around with the Flame and Lasso, but the Glimpse at the same time just throws the Slardar away. It will keep Kuroki alive at the cost of 2 pretty important skills. And now it looks like Fun Gamers are just going to double down and take down this mid-tier 1. And there is nothing Liquid Galaxy can do to stop it.
Very smart move by Cold, by the way. When you're playing Undying, just do this. If you want to fight a tower, just drop the Tombstone, so the enemy is discouraged from even starting the fight. So he just drops it. Yeah, it's got a bit of a cooldown, but well played by him that he just goes for it. And again, they continue to impress on Fun Gamers.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really mounting to any large gold advantage. True. It's still only a 1k gold lead, but in terms of momentum, man, they are just all over Enigma Galaxy right now. This is a tough spot to be in here.
Yeah, but at the same time, you look at the Slar, he's already got Blink Dagger going towards the BKB, so he just wants to be in your face and without being controlled. And I like that, just be like, I can jump in. FBZ wants the Blink Dagger as well, but it's going to take some time for him. Mech finished up on the IO. Huge when he wants Snowball, because that heal for the whole team makes it just so much harder. Basically, removes like the effects of 1 whirling death. Yeah,
it's just again so much worse than Liquid Galaxy.
Oh, you me? Oh, you're doing so well.
Has been caught out. Yeah, Liquid Galaxy gonna feel very happy with themselves being able to secure this pretty important kill. Obviously, they're not the most farmed hero on the sides of Fun Gamers, but even still, they'll take absolutely everything right now, especially a kill onto the mid laner.
Well, worth it for Enigma to get it. If you're Fun Gamers, you have to think maybe we should keep up with the aggression. Every time Tombstone's available, you take a tower, basically, so you can shrink the map. Oh, look who they found.
Yeah, they see Miracle underneath this wall. They've already smoked up for him. He is not long for this world. Absolutely nothing he could do to survive this one. There is the TPs coming in. Maybe Miracle survived long enough with the chain stuns. Doesn't even have Sunder leveled. So absolutely no chance of a counterplay there. And yeah, just another free pickup for Fun Gamers.
By the way, just at that moment, he brought the courier to spot that cliff ward. So he knew it was coming, and he's like, just a couple of seconds too late for that. A little unfortunate. And a big kill, again, for Fun Gamers. Probably the most important they can get right now.
Yeah, 100%. Like we were saying earlier on, like they have this ability to just constantly skirmish, and if they build up an early lead and shut down Miracle, they're going to have a fun time indeed, and that is exactly what they are doing right now, executing their draft to perfection, it feels. Again, even after that kill, they're still not mounting up much of a net worth advantage, but they're just continuing this pressure, maybe even finding Kuroki trying to sort of juke around from the cliffs, and look like he will be able to get himself away. Just go for the TP out, and he's gone.
It's still something, right? You send him away, you don't have to use any big ultimates. FBZ now, he's also forced to just TP away. Like, so many, even TPs all the way back to base. That's how sort of like worried they are. And if you're Fun Gamers, I imagine you want to start taking the bottom tier 1 so that you can open up Roshan for you. You do have Slardar with his corrosive haze.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And I like what Zoom's going for, sorry, Zigzag. He is going for the Holy Locket. It's great because sometimes the mech is healing too much. You want to heal just one guy. So it's really good for that.
Oh, looks like we're going to get a fight here for the 14-minute Wisdom Rune. It's going to be on the tech. Who grabs it? Will be though coming through from Samael. They need a decent amount of control onto both of these heroes, but the rest of Fun Gamers are now turning up. And Enigma Galaxy are in an awkward spot. Got a few zombies there on side of Samael. But they're not going to, risk everything and dive on to take the tier 2. Good discipline there from Fun Gamers. They got what they needed, and they don't get punished for it.
They steal the stack, they pick the Wisdom Rune, but they did use the Tombstone. So obviously, right now, a lot of Fun Gamers' gameplay has been centered around Cold and his Tombstone usage. When it's up, they feel very aggressive. When it's down, they're like not. So they got a big win out of that. Tower, steal, and Wisdom Rune. And of course, they're going to get theirs themselves. So, like... It's not a win in terms of kills, but it is a win, again, as like you mentioned, in momentum.
Yeah, it is just looking all Fun Gamers right now. They're in a fantastic spot. I mean, I'm sure now they're going to have their eyes on Roshan very, very soon. Do they, try and go for a pick-off first and then into Rosh? Or do you think they're feeling safe enough just to go into the pit regardless?
I think you want to pick off. You're up against, Pangolier in the Rosh pit. If Terribly shows up with one reflect... Oh, he's dead.
All right.
Sorry, Matthew.
Well, that's the kill. Matthew is just gone. There'd be no stack storm if they want to go to the for Roshan right now. Although actually, never mind. He's such a short respawn timer.
Yes.
By the time he gets there, he'll be up, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think in general you still we'd prefer to wait for Roche to be on your side. You know, it's just a little bit too risky to go for it while it's on the Dire side, unless you can get like, you know, several pickoffs right next to it, and you can go and get it within the 10 seconds, 20 seconds, or they're dead. Let's see where. Yep.
I was going to say that I have a question for Zigzag. His name. Oh, okay, no, it's just illusions. Never mind. Like, is his name Zigzag and he's sponsored by Zoom? Or is Zoom Zigzag his full name?
Zoom Zigzag is his name. He's not sponsored. He's Zoom Zigzag.
Alright, okay. Alright. It's a long name, but it makes sense. But we do have a big smoke play here from Enigma Galaxy. They're coming over, smoke breaks onto Matthew. But actually, he gets jumped on immediately. Depkid jumps in very aggressively, drops the ult. Good Sonic Wave as well. Hits onto 3 heroes. This is a disaster for Enigma Galaxy. Slayer with a roll in Thunder, trying to do what he can, stunning onto multiple heroes. They will be able to kill the Io for this one. But even still, Anumi jumping after the bat will be able to find the kill. Although Miracle's actually getting all the pickoffs here with mainly just the illusions. He's on the opposite side of the map, but he's able to get himself a double. But regardless, it's still a huge win for Fun Gamers.
They found the worst guy they could jump. They found Depkid, the Slardar, who's got a Bracer, who's got Power Trace on Strength, who's got Ogre Axe, and they jump on him. He blinks away, which is incredible. And then he, you know, you can see Zoom Zigzag, which we were just praising. He shows up with the whole arc, with the mech, and brings him up to full health. And that's going to be Roche. We talked about it. You can say you can take Roche, you can get several kills right outside the Roche pit. That's exactly what happens for Fun Gamers.
Yeah, absolutely dream scenario for themselves. They are absolutely, they are really feeling it now. 5k gold leads. They're going to have the Aegis into the hands of Anumi. And unfortunately, it looks like Cold is still suffering with some lag issues. Not that it's been affecting him too badly so far in this game. Doing a good job.
Yeah, but if he disconnects, we might have an even game at this point, you know, the way it's going. But now Cold is doing an amazing job on this Undying. It's kind of rare to see them games so centered around it, but from the beginning, he used all his money just to shut down FBZ. And you can see FBZ is lowest net worth of the course because of that. And the way he's been using the tombstones, making sure that he's sort of like, they play around his tombstone very nicely. I don't know if you can praise him or the whole team, but someone deserves to get complimented here.
To be honest, I'm kind of just saying the whole team is really performing.
It's really
as a solid
good
unit right now. Like this seems like a team that's been playing with each other for quite a while now.
Yes.
They're very used to each other. Like this is fantastic stuff. Really is. And
I like Io. He's going for the great. He's got the great healing Lotus. We already talked about the whole locket. We can see Undying is going for the Pavis, recognizing, all right, I want to make sure I keep everyone alive. They're doing this a lot. They're trying to keep one guy from being bursted down, and then they can keep fighting, which is really nice for them so far. What about we have Enigma Galaxy? Miracle still on the way to the Manta style, close to it. Will help accelerate his farm, but he's not really been the problem. It's been everyone else who's been struggling.
Yeah. He is. I mean, in terms of net worth, he's not a million miles behind. 1,200 gold behind A9 so far. How long do you think Enigma Galaxy have to drag this game out before the Terrorblade actually becomes scary, or do you think it doesn't really matter?
I mean, he's always going to be scary, right? That's the benefit of the Terrorblade. Plus, your illusions of Luna are always going to be good. I don't know if the thing is that scares me. You say go longer, like as the game is going, the advantage is shifting more and more to Fun Gamers' side. So I don't know if a long game favors Enigma. However, Undying does fall off, so that's at least something that goes for them in their favor. I mean,
yeah, unless of course he wants to go for like the core build and pick up an axe and everything like that, and then he'll never drop off. He'll become scary the whole damn game. But you know, we'll see what he's going to go for. He's actually going to have the Solar Crest up pretty soon as well.
Great for the Luna or the Slardar. But maybe, hey, you can wait for the third Roshan to drop for you. Honestly, the Undying Aghanim's might be kind of the best one you can get in this game, apart from Slardar. I think that's one's the best that you can get.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes sense. All juicy targets to hit onto with it. We'll see, you know. Always love to see Position 5s picking up these greedy-ass items. Always fun.
It is good. Doubles his decay steal, which is very nice. All right, Enigma Galaxy right now. Bit of a tough spot. You're up against an Aegis on the Queen of Pain. Your heroes are kind of underfarmed. Now you have to be thinking like, it's kind of on Fun Gamers to dictate the pace of the game. They could be more aggressive if they choose to. And it seems like they are shaping up to go top lane. Cold probably has his Tombstone ready. And that's when they want to be able to take these fights.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to bully down this top tier 2, but it does not look like Enigma Galaxy are in the position to defend this whatsoever. So it's looking like it's going to be a free objective going their way. Miracle just, slowly pushing the spot lane in as well, farming up as much as possible. I mean, do Fun Gamers, after take this tier 2, even need to go back, or do you think they could just shove high ground?
I don't know if they want to shove high ground yet, but they can take all the tier 2s. I'm having a hard time thinking of who Enigma Galaxy can jump on. You have Luna with IO healing, you have Slaughter with BKB, and you have a co-op with Aegis. None of the cores feel killable for Enigma Galaxy. And yeah, they're just going high ground.
Why not? They're just sitting right now. Leaving A9 at the top.
There's a tombstone for you.
Creeps. Yeah, tombstone there to provide assistance. And there is a glyph available here. But there's a creep wave coming in pretty soon as well. So there's not going to be any backdoor protection.
Oh, yeah, it's a bit... It's not too early because the tower's going to fall, but it doesn't actually delay. You know what I mean? Like, the creep wave is just going to arrive by the time it's over, and they're just fine.
Yeah, tier 3 is gone. Miracle still out on the map trying to find what farm they can. And yeah, it looks like Fun Gamers. They're just going to take the tower and go back. They do not want to get greedy. And even still, it's a pretty big objective to pick up.
Yeah, now you know that they probably won't be glyphing the tier 2s, because if you do, you won't be able to glyph the racks if Fun Gamers decide to go aggressive. And the tombstone took a few hits, was timing out, don't want to be too aggressive. This discipline for Fun Gamers is amazing. Again, this does not look like a stack that was just made.
No. Yeah, this is great. We were saying that maybe the region's got all these games going to lack with the no winter bears here, but Fun Gamers, man, they're filling the void. They're doing it for us.
They're doing an amazing job of it. FBC, he is quite close to the Yule Scepter. That's nice for him. Unfortunately, oh, well done.
Able to avoid that, and FBC will be able to get himself out of there extremely close. Although it looks like Fun Gamers just going to settle going to push this mid-tier 2 now.
That's the nice thing about Enigma Galaxy, is that if you can dodge the Slardar, you're basically uncontrollable. The other 4 heroes don't have much to really work with. You got a couple of slows and mini stun, that's about it. So it's only Slardar who's really holding people down. That might be scary once Miracle's online, because if Slardar dies, I think Miracle will just be like, I can go against 1 versus 4, no problem.
That's what it seems like. Looks like they're going to try and hunt for Miracle right now.
Oh.
Hiding in the trees.
They guess?
Does Stepkid find him?
Nah.
Going for the TP out. He will be okay. All right. Miracle escaped with the skin of his teeth there. Extremely close.
Good move by FBZ, by the way. His Wisdom Rune gets stolen, but he steals the enemy's Wisdom Rune. So it kind of comes out to 1-1. Kuroki in the jungle. Hanging out. He's chilling. Telling the team what to do.
Kuroki things.
Yeah.
It's like him and Puppy. They're always the very greedy sort of position 5 players. They'll play these awkward spots just to be able to find as much farm as possible. He's gonna cut creep waves. Why not? Free money.
Yeah.
Oh, and a courier kill.
He's got it. There you go. Aghanim's shot. Big deal, actually. Very big deal that happens. And the Aegis has time. That's another courier. Oh my. This one's not as important, but the shard is a big deal for Fun Gamers. Now your aggression is kind of... It would be risky for you to take a fight now. Oh.
Yeah. It looks like Miracle's able to take down that top tier 1, but at the same time, they are going to lose their own final tier 2 here at the bottom. But they're just cutting all the creep waves. So I don't know if Fun Gamers are really going to be able to get much of a push forward for this. They have actually managed to keep a couple of creeps alive, but there is a glyph here for Enigma Galaxy just to kill him.
Oh, that's true, right? Sorry, it respawned when the third one, when the third tier 3 top fell. Okay, not bad.
Creeps, yeah, okay, glyph's going to be there, and that will put an immediate stop to all of this push. And they're going to fall back. Actually, they go for an immediate smoke as well, so they want to try and get a backstab onto anybody they can find. Clever. See if they can, though. Yeah, just look at the creep waves. You got TB Illusion top doing it. You got TB Illusion mid, cut creep waves there.
Found him.
You had Kuroki doing bomb. Okay. Well, Kuroki is dead now. We have to curse him, but even still, they're doing it as best they can to keep the creep waves at a manageable spot.
Yeah, but mid-tier 1 does fall. So yeah, Enigma Galaxy, they are delaying the game in a nice way. They've recognized we can't really take fights with what we have. We need Miracle to sort of come online. We know that Slaughter is very strong. Even the Undying is causing us problems. So it's very good for what they've been doing. Aegis is timed out, and will potentially be up in 2 to 5 minutes. If you're Fun Gamers, I think you might not love the pace of the game right now if you're not able to go high ground soon.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and send it here just with the help of a single range creep. Glyph there for Matthew. Keep the push. Oh, he nearly dodged it. His illusion stayed, but he didn't. Very, very close indeed.
You said Glyph. I think you meant Glimpse, right?
Glimpse, that's the one.
There's
like... only a couple of letters difference or something. Let me off.
Okay,
Broke with the Flaming Lasso, trying to drag him out of position right now, but immediately Dep gets into the backline. They found Matthew. He has got at the same time Zigzag taking a heck of a beat here from the TB Illusions, and they will manage to bring him down. Both the supports buy back. Sumer with the Rolling Thunder going forward. So if you've got a grab here onto Dep Kids, so the Slardar will die. It's a double for Miracle, and everybody else from Fun Gamers trying to run away. FBC managed to find him. He drops out the Eclipse. A lot of damage. The Timbersaw is actually going to die for this one. Miracle still here. Scary team with the right clicks. A9. Sliver of HP will actually get sent back to the base there. Glimpse, though, will secure the kill on towards Zigzag, but regardless, it's a big victory there for Enigma Galaxy.
It is. I mean, this cost them a buyback on Matthew, so it wasn't for free. And it's honestly interesting that Fun Gamers decided to go for the mid lane rather than going for top, which is kind of exposed with the barracks. And Miracle shows up. There's the meta. We've been saying, right? The moment Slaughter is down, Miracle has free reign. Even with the Slaughter up, it's not easy for him to go engage against the Terrorblade. But Roshan's might be up in about 30 seconds. We'll find out soon. It is going to be the Shard. Who's going to get it? All right, Zoom Zigzag. Yeah, okay. I mean, Spell Lifesteal is fine this game.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's actually not bad for the Luna when they use Eclipse. Like, that's actually a lot of lifesteal.
And you get the slow resistance, which is... I don't know how I feel about the mechanic, that there is stat resistance, slow resistance. I feel like it should all be rolled into one, but whatever.
Yeah, doesn't really make much sense. Oh well. a minute is the respawn time, yeah. So it's guaranteed to be on the dire side no matter what. We'll see which team's going to get it. All the ultimates and everything are going to be back online by the time it does respawn, so it's probably going to be a big fight. Although Dep Kids charging forwards, he has managed to find FBC. There's going to be the glimpse of throw him away. Yule's up in the air from FBC himself. Unfortunately, it doesn't make any difference in keeping him alive. And he will get brought down. Gone for 50 seconds as well. We'll see what Fun Game is going to be able to do with this timing.
A bit awkward to go though. He just used the Tombstone bottom. Fun Gamers, I mean, good kill. But I think right now the focus should be that, can we get second Roche? Then we go maybe top lane. Because another disaster like that and all your momentum goes away. 80% win rate still, very high. Very, very high.
Yeah, you can see it dropped down a bit after that awkward fight, although they have managed to find Miracle.
They don't 3-1.
Yeah, he is gone. 50 seconds in the dirt. Even Kuroki actually dying elsewhere. Just from Nimi picking him off. He's trying to cut creeps. And yeah, Roshan's up. Not for long, though. We'll go down. And then I'm sure a Fun Gamer is going to be looking at trying to push this game and potentially take down a couple of set of barracks. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, do they have to wait for Eclipse? Is that big enough for them to slow him down?
I don't think so. I think Eclipse has always been sort of like a nice add-on ultimate to the core Luna. You know, don't really rely on too much. It's a nice to have, but not necessary to have. And I love what Depkid was able to do. He recognized that the one running away was the fake illusion. He was not even phased for it by a second. He's like, I know that ain't the real Miracle. Because he's done that move a few times. He's like, yeah, I know who the real one's staying to fight.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those situations where fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I don't care.
No,
very nice little pick-off.
Fool me twice, you can't fool me again. That's the famous saying, I believe, that they say. Well, in the meantime, though, top lane, Fun Gamers, huge lead. Oh, cold! He's only got 4 minutes second time. Is this the comeback Enigma Galaxy needs? You know, they're like, yep, this is what we've been waiting for.
Well, can you imagine what all the Enigma Galaxy fans would say if that is why they won, was because the position 5 on dying just DC'd too long? They would, I don't know, the chat would be in an absolute uproar.
Well, we'd have to wait 5 minutes to find out. Oh no! Bucks, please! Give them a chance!
Well, I think they also suffered the draft penalty, didn't they? Because they were like 5 or something minutes late to the game, and now they're all having so many lag issues that they're running out of pause time as well. Like, Fun Gamers, they're not very lucky, but they're playing well. They are playing well.
It's like, how are they doing this with every penalty possible. Lag, draft, up against Sigma. They're like, yeah, it's okay, we'll just win. We're fine. He calls back. He's ready. It would be a shame if we lost that way.
Yeah, it would. That would be like so damn sad. It really, really would be. But we do see Fun Gamers now looking like they're going to attempt another high ground play. But Nibba Galaxy ready and waiting for it. And they've already used Firefly here on Kuroki. So he was thinking about jumping, but A9 not really the best target with the flame. That's what he's going to do. But immediate stun comes in there from Depkid. Good burst damage. And actually, it looks like the first life for Luna will be lost. Sumail, good control here with the Rolling Thunder. Forces everybody else to disengage. But here comes the second life of A9. Tombstone's already down, and now he's just going to start hitting the buildings.
Yeah, but Zoom Zigzag was not latched onto him at the time, so that's why they were able to bring him down. No heals, but if you're trading the Aegis for one step barracks, you're very happy. As one more hit, there you go. Oh wow, that means he denies it.
The memes, mate. He is not letting him have that one. Just denies it down. Wait, hang on, he denied it, but it still says they got the gold bounty, 155.
Right?
Isn't that max bounty still?
I think it is. Okay, chat will let us know. Is there any benefit to deny your barracks? Because if MBC does that, it's like he might deny the throne. He'll be like, nah, not for you bastards.
It's all psychological warfare, Tomo. That's how they're going to get their advantage back in this game. As their middle tier 3 now getting aggressed, clipping back A9, but not really held in place for too long. They might just double down and continue pushing into this one. As the tier 3 is still so damn low. I mean, Rolling Thunder is back up online in 13 seconds. Flaming Lasso is already back. And they've pre-dropped down the Tombstones. So yeah, Fun Gamers, they're going to commit for this one.
Actually, no, now that you have the Lasso, you might be scared here. A9, he's forward. He's the main guy who's hitting, but he's also the most important hero. It would be scary if Kuroki can catch him.
It really would be. They're going to make the jump with the Static Storm. Immediate jump in as well from the Slardar. Without the BKB, he can't get any stuns off. A9 there with his own BKB gets what? Miracle getting absolutely shredded. He can't use the Sunder. He's gone for 50 seconds. And this looks like the end for game number 1 here. Enigma Galaxy, as 4 of them are dead. They have no buybacks remaining. And yeah, Fun Gamers, they're going for the end. They're hitting the tier 4s. Cold even just dying to the buildings. Why the hell not?
Oh, and that's
immediate grab. Oh, he's able to survive, just barely. Takes a lot of damage. Anumi, not going to let him get away. And there it goes. It's another kill. GG is called. Fun Gamers take game number 1. What an absolutely insane start to this series.
What? You know, when we were given the matches, I was like, Enigma Galaxy going up against Fun Gamers. We got... And then turns out we got the best one. Oh! Like, they played it so well, so disciplined. You know, the mid lane went really well for them. Bottom lane, we're seeing Undying. At one point, we said, this guy's got no items. It's all just mangoes, tangos, and lotuses. And he's like, I'm fine with this. And shuts down FBZ. Top lane, Depkid. And didn't they kill Kuroki or Miracle at one point? So, good laning stage. Then they worked really well, taking towers with Tombstone. Drop Tombstone Tower, drop Tombstone Tower. First Roshan, second Roshan, high ground, end game. Like, very clean game from Fun Gamers.
It really was. Like, was not expecting this at all coming out from game number 1, but yeah, very, very happy it has. Even though it started off looking really good for Enigma Galaxy, like they got the first blood on towards Miracle. They even got a second kill on towards Cold as well, just to help, you know, bump up their off lane. But then that was kind of the end of the good times for them. And then every single lane just went the way of Fun Gamers. Like, Anumi did great in the mid on the Quap. Obviously, A9 was doing fine in the bot lane. Slardar just dismantled the top, took down the tier 1, even get involved in the rest of the lanes. Like, just perfect playstyle coming out from them.
I know, right? We applaud them for it. And that's game 1, though. Enigma Galaxy, obviously, they have to win the next 2 games for them to take the series. Fun Gamers is like, we took down Enigma. I can't imagine the confidence boost they can get from it. And it's always nice to see this, especially when a team's coming in that's kind of new, is that they're playing very aggressive. They're not playing careful. They're not like respecting the other team. They're like, I don't care about you. I'm just going to try and go as hard as I can. So kudos to them.
Yeah. Well, we will see what they're going to be able to bring in. I mean, anything come to your mind about key changes Enigma Galaxy need to make? Was it a draft issue? Was it just how they played it?
I don't know. I think it's like kind of how they played it, right? You mean you have decent heroes. It's just the other team was playing way faster than you. So it's really hard to pinpoint the problem because you look at it and you're like, you should be doing slightly better. Maybe just ban the Undying. I think Undying might need to be banned because Cold was just too good with it.
Yeah. Yeah, he seemed to do a fantastic job. And we were sort of question marking it a little bit at the start of the draft where they began it with Io and Undying. We were like, well, there's no stuns there. There's some okay saves. Maybe that might be a problem. But no, they knew what they were doing, Atomo. We know absolutely nothing. They were doing their picks perfectly.
We know enough. We did say that there's a chance. Fun Gamers, some of the members have played against Enigma before. They've given them a tough time. We did say that this could be an interesting series for Enigma Galaxy. I didn't think it would be this interesting, to be fair, but it is interesting. It's what we want.
Yeah, it really, really is. I am happy that it has happened. I'm sure there are probably a few Enigma Galaxy fans which aren't happy this has happened, but who cares about them? We're getting an exciting Dota 2 series. That is all that matters. But hopefully, we'll be back pretty soon. About 5 minutes, guys. We're jumping over to a break, and we shall return for the second game here between Fun Gamers and Enigma Galaxy. We'll see you very soon. Welcome back on in, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2, Fun Gamers League with Galaxy coming up very, very soon. And let's hope that Fun Gamers are going to be able to play as well as they did in that first one, because that was a pretty entertaining game. They did such a good job. Maybe we could chalk it up to Enigma Galaxy maybe not being warmed up, potentially, Otomo, but who knows? They just seem to get absolutely beaten down there.
I know. I mean, Enigma Galaxy, they also just lost the open qualifiers for PGL Wallachia. Is that how it's pronounced? I think it's Wallachia, but someone will correct me if I'm wrong. So they haven't been on a hot streak to begin with. So you say they're not warming up. I'm like, we're not sure that would even make much of a difference at the moment. Enigma Galaxy, they are struggling. I think a lot of it does come down to the bottom lane. Both Matthew as well as FBZ didn't have a good time, and I feel like those are the aggressive players on the team, especially when you have you have freaking Timbersaw who's unable to do anything for your team, and you're like, okay, we're really behind. Our aggression's all gone, and they just kind of waited to lose after that.
Yeah, just didn't seem to be anything they could do. I mean, do you think that game would have been any different if the IO was the position 5 instead, and it was like the Luna IO? Do you think then maybe FBZ and Matthew would have had a better time?
Wait, was it IO? Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it would maybe. I mean, then you would have. I can't. No, I think it might have been better for them. But Cole did a good job in picking that Undying 5, shut down FBZ. I praise the guy a lot, but when you see his impact, you're like, yeah, this is very impressive that he's able to do so. And game 2 we're starting with the draft. Fun Gamers immediately get rid of the Storm Spirit and the Chen. Then we Galaxy get rid of the Techies, and of course the Undying. With like it had to be. He was incredibly impactful.
Yeah, he did so much work on that Undying that it doesn't make sense to remove that one away. And Galaxy not going to let that same mistake go through. So what is Cold's new hero going to be, potentially? Anything jump into mind, or is it just going to be very situational?
It might be a Crystal Maiden. This hero was nerfed in that her shard went from 50 to 150 mana. I don't think that's the biggest deal. Usually you get the shard quite a bit later. You have the mana pool. It's not like a huge... It is a nerf for sure, but it's not going to be one of those things where it's like your laning stage is weaker. If not, I think maybe he might consider going for like an enchanter, something aggressive, because he looked good on Dying because he was aggressive with it. I think he wants to stick that style. So.
Well, we'll see what they're going to get instead, as Fun Gamers do decide to ban out the Enigma and the IO, actually, so not going to let that one fall through.
Yeah. They don't have first pick. Maybe they feel like Enigma Galaxy is definitely going to be taking it. Another like sort of critical part of their success in the previous game was IO, Tether Someone, Mech, Holy Locket, Healing Lotus, and Soul Rip. And you're like, wow, that is a lot of healing. Enigma, start with the Bat Rider again. To be fair, Kuroki was getting good lassos. It's just that it was one of those things where your lasso is it's not a high impact game because enemy team has got saves and jumps and heals that it's hard to get a good lasso. Good lasso doesn't even look good, even if it's a good lasso.
Yeah, and then Fun Gamers just immediately picked the hero which was shutting down those lassos. Like it wasn't even any like relocate saves or tombstone grabs that were stopping these lassos. It was just the Slardar blinking in every time, stunning them all up, doing a lot of work, and yeah, it just really did shut them down. And yeah, looking to see if they can make the same thing happen here.
And Enigma Galaxy, they know the Slaughter is good. They've seen what he can do, and now you're like, okay, we're up against like the Slaughter. He's pretty tough. I think Kuroki should do a decent job against the Slaughter. You know, he should be able to get like a little sticky napalm, control him in the lane. We'll see if that's something that they do in this game or not. He'll need a more aggressive partner than the Terrorblade. But yeah, here's the thing: a lot of the aggressive position ones tend to be melee. You know, Monkey King, Ursa, Juggernaut, things like that. Not really heroes that want to go toe-to-toe with the Slaughter. I'm thinking only Troll Warlord and like Drow Ranger are the heroes who could kind of deal well with him.
Yeah. It's kind of... This is a really tricky spot to be in. You know, we'll see if they maybe potentially want to go a different route. Let's see what they're going to take out. Obviously, Shadow Demon and Rubik being the band here for Enigma Galaxy this time round. Taking those ones out the pool.
Really respecting the supports on Fun Gamers, aren't they? It's Dragon Knight and 4 supports. Yeah, Fun Gamers. I imagine the Troll World might be the band that you want to get rid of. You know, it's it's Wind Rage. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, all right. I take that one out. And what's going to be their next pick right now? Obviously, will be one of their supports most likely. Do you think is this going to be like a Slardar combo? Maybe like a Dark Willow, perhaps? Like that?
Dark Willow, Hoodwink, Snapfire. Would they go with the line? Okay, that's fine. The more likely to be both of the sports play. It's Zoom Zigzag plays a lot more, so I'm feeling it could be a 4. Although again, Lion Slaughter against Bat Rider, on paper, I imagine the Bat Rider should have a decentish time at least.
10 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
At least on paper, we'll see if that does actually pan out. But another thing, this is like the complete opposite to the start of the draft here from Fun Gamers compared to game number 1. Their first opening 2 had 0 control. Now this opening 2 has control coming out of their arse here, Atomo. Like they have so many different stuns and disables. Like, yeah, this is going to be kind of awkward for Enigma Galaxy to play around already.
Can we say ass? I wasn't aware of that. I shall now be incorporating it into our vocabulary for this stream. Yeah, it's but.
I feel that's a pretty PG word. Ass.
It's a tame word.
It's too bad. Yeah.
They'll be like, no, please nerf it to butt, and we're like, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do that.
I've said worse, and no one's told me off yet. You know, I'm just gonna keep chucking words out there until someone says stop.
Once we reach the limit, they're like, all right, you're a bit too far. We're like, all right, yeah, that'll down. All right, so that Tiny gets picked up. It's going to be possibly for Sumail, possibly for Matthew, as Mirana's going to be, okay, so Mirana, Tiny, and Bat Rider. I'm imagining it's the 5 Mirana, the 4 Bat Rider, and the mid Tiny. That would sort of make a lot of sense.
It would.
But we have seen FBZ play Bat Rider. So it's very open. This draft from Fun Gamers, from Enigma, very flexible, decent control, somewhat mobile as well. I'm liking it, but I want to see what glue puts it all together.
Yeah. I mean, like at this stage, you preferring this draft compared to their game number 1 draft?
And it's hard to say, man. I entered game number 1 sort of fully invested in that Enigma's going to take it. So even when the draft was over, I was like, it doesn't really matter. Enigma guys are going to do fine. Now we have to analyze the drafts a bit more carefully because we're looking at it like, oh yeah, the teams can take games off each other. I do like the Enigma Galaxy draft somewhat. I don't know. Mirana Bat Rider supports are always kind of like hit or miss. You know, they can look really good, and sometimes they look really bad.
Yeah, it does, but you know, just depending if they can set up some decent synergy. Obviously, you can always do like later on the Flaming Lasso, pulling it into the arrow to just guarantee a lot of stun. I mean, even to some degree, like you're saying, if this is going to be the Sumail Tiny mid, then we could be seeing some like decent rotations from Matthew into the mid lane, setting up for an arrow stun with the avalanche toss, something like that, and potentially finding some good kills onto a new me.
Well, they go with the Lifestealer, solid. Great save for anyone who gets infested. Overall solid in the laning phase, assuming that this time it becomes a 4. If the Bat Rider is also against him, you know, one of the either the 3 or is it 3 or 4? It's like sticky napalm, fire fly, whatever. No, not a problem. So I like Lifestealer pick. They add Avenge with it. Another save if you get arrowed, and that's going to be terribly for Mikkel. Very fast picks coming out of those last 3.
Yeah. So Enigma Galaxy doubling down and going back on in for the Terror Blades as their carry, which I guess versus a Lifestealer isn't too bad, but you know, it didn't really work out game number 1, so you're going to have to factor that in. And there's also the fact that the Lion's going to be able to just take away a lot of these illusions, which is never fun.
He is, but they're also relatively fragile on Fun Gamers. This draft is not as capable of fighting non-stop as the previous one. No sustain from the IO or from the Undying. So the Fun Gamers, they won't be able to play as fast. There will be gaps where Enigma Galaxy will be like, yeah, we can just farm. This is going to be scary. Fun Gamers' aggression was a key part of their success in game 1. Even their carry, right? Like Lifestealer, you kind of need the Radiance. You kind of give you off map for a while. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they could try and do some sort of like early game play style and maybe like go for a first item Armlet for Lifestealer, first items Blink for Slardar, and maybe do some like taxi kill attempts like that, jumping on top of people and potentially bursting them. So we'll see if that, but again, when you're against the Terrorblade, it does just feel kind of natural to go for Radiance. Like it's pretty strong item versus all those illusions, even though you do give one away for free.
I imagine Leshrac, I was going to say Leshrac or Death Prophet might be something Fun Gamers wants to go for. All right, so it's going to be probably the mid Coddle, the carry Terrorblade, the Bat Rider for FBZ, position 4 Tiny, position 5 Mirana. Fun Gamers, yeah, I'm thinking Death Prophet or Leshrac might be options, but I see the call come out. I'm like, to be fair though, no one shuts down call in the lane. You know, nobody can
No.
crap on the old man. You know, his ass is unbeatable.
That is very true. Like they will struggle to try and shut him down. So I guess whatever fun gamers pick here, it's just gonna have to be a hero that can sort of do their own game and just play to their own sort of ends. We'll see what they're gonna go for.
I want the Death Prophet or the Leshrac because I think they fit well with what they have. But then you see the Keeper of the Light, and you're like, oh, I don't know. But I would like some sort of tanky mid. Is Primal Beast in the pool? Primal Beast is in the pool, actually. Wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah.
Something mobile and a bit durable. What they go with? They go with what?
Okay. Well, it's mobile. It's not very durable, but it is mobile, Tomo. You can blink all over the place with this thing.
Yeah, by the way, the Enigma Galaxy draft exactly as we thought it would be with Sumail mid. The other side is going to be position 5 bench, position 4 line. Also somewhat expected. Zoom Zigzag plays the line way more. It's the second most played hero, actually. So makes sense that he's going to get it. Tinker comes out. This hero did receive a buff. I'm trying to remember. I believe it's something related to his shard. Someone in chat, if you tell us, like when we catch up, we'll see. But I believe it's something related to his shard, where you have either a longer cast range or short claw, something like that. Either way, Tinker in this game, Enigma Galaxy, they have decent catch. Tiny Blink, Mirana Arrow, Bat Rider on top of him, but also not the best. It's like Tinker should have a decent time this game.
Yeah. We'll see. Well, I just quickly had a look at the D patch, and apparently Tinker got an extra 2 armor.
Oh yes, that was 2.
And the defense matrix got like an extra couple of hundred cast range as well. So,
defense matrix. My bad. I thought it was the shard that got cast range. Sorry. Yeah, they got 2 armor. By the way, have you noticed Ice Frog he's giving armor way more than before? It used to be like you get 1 armor or 3 starting agility. Now he's like, here, bro, 2 armor. Enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it is a pretty big buff, to be fair. I mean, it's not really going to play much part in the lane against the Kotl, just with the old Luminate Blast, going to do absolutely nothing there. But to some degree, maybe it can make a difference later on when he's got a Terror Blade on him hitting him. That could play a part then.
Agreed. Right? It's like it's not really going to make a big impact for Tinker most of the time, but it will have a positive impact on the hero. Like I imagine he's going to have a fairly solid time, because like better time from now on. All right, so still it is it's a very performative draft on the Radiant side. In the previous ones, like drop Tombstone, hit towers, very simple, no real need to outplay. Here, the swap, the infest, the lion, you got very fragile heroes. You don't have the same amount of saves and heals. This is a tougher game for fun gamers.
Yeah, it definitely does feel like it could be a bit more awkward for them. This time, Enigma Galaxy once again attempting for a first blood play there with the smoke. This time, not bumping into a single person. Fun gamers all set up on the opposite side of the map. Even both teams just putting down their 2 observers to get as much vision as possible in their areas. So, not going to be any fights here.
Nope. Starstorm level 1 taken by Kuroki. So no, they're not really thinking too much about these arrowing for a bounty or anything like that. Starstorm, it's good in the laning phase, but arrow could net you a kill when you're going for these early skirmishes.
The battle begins.
Okay.
It's true. Okay. Actually, it looked like Sumail attempted for a deny there. It was almost in it, but still A9 was able to grab it beforehand, so it is just 2-for-2 split. Nothing really, no advantage being gained at the start of this game. So obviously, mid lane we do just have Sumail on the Kotl versus Anumi's Tinker. Like we were saying, there's nothing really to threaten Sumail here, but do you think Anumi is still going to be able to do fine?
You should be able to farm, right? Like at the same time, I don't think Sumail's going to be able to kill him. It's just going to be a farm fest. 2 CS is better. We know that Anumi proved that he was nice deny actually proved himself to be somewhat of a match. The previous game, he did have the draft advantage in that situation. This one, a little bit more even.
Yeah.
Damn,
already just quite a lot of harassment being thrown out. Yeah, like the right click's actually playing a part here.
Oh.
The 2 armor, Tomo. We said it wasn't going to make a difference, but it is. That's like 5 right clicks.
It's 2 armors roughly something like 10% extra physical resistance overall. So yeah, it does make a difference overall. Bottom lane, Matthew as well as FBZ here. I don't think you can threaten A9, but the Venge would be a nice tasty target.
If they can get on top of him. As like I say, I feel like he's going to be perfectly safe right now.
Oh
There is
dear.
a,
Oh no.
we're pushing into them. Hey, up top, first blood is found. Depkid going underneath the tier 1 tower there to bring down Kuroki. That's a very nice pickup there.
Miracle doesn't kill the courier as it's passing through. That would have been a big deal. Would have been 125 gold for the whole team. This is a much better start for Fun Games. Remember, they were 0-2 against Enigma Galaxy. They gave away first blood and another kill. He now is starting 1-0 on arguably the most important hero.
Yeah, like you do not want to have, like, well, if you're on side Enigma, you don't want to let the Slardar have a really strong start because he is a hero that can really run away with it. Meanwhile, down at the bot lane, Cold does end up dying. You know, he had a couple of deaths at the start of the last game, so he's just trying to keep things as stable as possible, Tomo. You know, he doesn't want to make things too crazy.
Yeah, but that's the... Undying, you always have value just with the Tombstone. Dying with a Vengeful Spirit, it's kind of like this here wants items, wants levels. Doesn't feel like she's as sacrificial. Despite one of her abilities being literally swapping herself to die, still.
Yeah. So, you know, still early days, still only like, I think they were still level 1 actually at that point, so it does get caught out. See how things adjust as the levels do start applying. You can see on the CS, this mid lane is just looking really favored to Sumail. 13-5 against the 5-4 there of New Me. So the Tinker struggling for CS so far. We'll see if that starts changing as the levels start piling on.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what you sort of take as a skill build. Do you max out? He's maxing out the rockets to spam them, but I don't think Sumail cares about it. You have no kill threat. Oh dear, Matthew. Bottom lane lost, the hits being traded. So far, A9 not having the same lane that he had in the previous one. A lot more even. A little bit in favor of FBZ, actually.
Yeah, he is. 9-3 right now, up against the 12-2, so they are slowing down the lifestealers game a fair bit. Meanwhile, Miracle is still doing pretty well up top, despite being up against the Slardar. Like, they pretty much have equal CS there, 14-4 against the 13-2, so he's having all right time, despite Kuroki obviously dying earlier on, but now Kuro actually takes leap level 2. There's not really any way he should die.
No, he didn't. Wait, did he take a leap level 2? Oh, yeah, you're right, sorry. I thought he took arrow. My bad.
So
still, the fact that... by the way, the fact that they're even, though, is still in favor of Slardar. Just because, you know, Terrorblade, if you have a bad time, you can go to the jungle. Slardar doesn't have that recovery mechanism, so your laning phase is more critical for the Slardar. So going even in the laning phase for Slardar is a win for him most of the time.
Speaking of the Slardar up top, they're just going to commit for the kill, and Miracle goes down. Cold comes in with the backstab there, and the extra stun makes the difference. So again, it's a big kill getting picked up there for Fun Gamers, and just going to further Depkid's game.
Yeah, at the same time, though, you can see that mid lane is not really favoring Yumi as much. Sumail is going to be fine. Like, the Enigma Galaxy even rotated, so Matthew was going mid to secure the ruins. You're sacrificing the Tinker, but you are giving the Slaughter a much better time.
Yeah, you know, eventually the Tinker will get to that point where he's just constantly teleporting to the side lanes and securing all the farm for himself, so it's much easier for the Tinker to recover compared to the Slardar, so it does make sense putting him on the priority. Meanwhile, Sumail, very aggressively positioned behind the tier 1 tower. Zigzag comes on in, but not close enough for the stun.
Oh, and Yumi, he's been really good at dodging these call blasts. Even when Sumail doesn't even like go all the way with his charging, he's like, yeah, I feel like you're throwing it at me. Is he gonna be able to dodge this one? Yes, he does. Although I'm not sure he saw that one coming from the creeps. It's like, yeah, I can outrun it.
Yeah, maybe he plays a lot of games of Kotl himself, so you know he's got that sixth sense of, if I was a Kotl, I'd be blasting right here, so I'm gonna dodge.
Actually, he does. It's his most played hero competitively. This patch is the Kotl. So you're right on the money with that one.
So it's just knowing the ins and outs of every single hero, you can play really damn well. Meanwhile, down bottom, A9 looks like he's actually taking a lot of damage. With the stick charge, it's going to be pretty healthy again, but even still pushed up. The flame break is getting very low. Will FBC dive onto the tower? One more right click and it's going to be enough. Down goes the lifestealer. FBC gave very low hit to Cold, who's trying to stand his ground, but even still with the burst heal that comes on in there from the Lotus, ends up being 2 kills into Enigma Galaxy's offlane.
This is a bit tough. Venge, she's not exactly the best bodyguard in the game, you know? Like, Undying does it so much better, and even though Lifestealer is no slash to bring down, it's tough. It's tough for them. We've been seeing this, like, it's the laning stage much better for Enigma Galaxy this time around. Although,
Oh, yeah, once again, Miracle in danger, although Sumail as well as Kuroki here. Ned's going to turn it around. Depkid is the one who gets completely bullied down. Kuroki somehow being the person who secures the kill. Don't know how that happened, but even still, nice counterplay.
Yeah, top 3 net worth, all Enigma Galaxy right now. As kind of the game we expected to happen in game 1, basically. And Yumi on the Tinker, he's going to have to do some heavy lifting once he hits level 6 and rotates around the map, because they're falling behind a little bit.
They are. It looks like they are bringing quite a few heroes up top right now. Depkid and Anumi both here. They're going to run towards Kuroki, but immediately they find the grab on towards Sumail, trying to bring down Gandalf, and he will die. Just to check on. Actually, they're double. Focus on towards Miracle as well. They have to try and stun him up because there's just so much damage here onto Depkid. He can't survive through it, and he does end up dropping down. So it's a 2-for-1 exchange their favorite Enigma Galaxy, but it does cost them the mid laner.
It feels like an almost even trade considering what you lost, right? So it's not the biggest problem here for Fun Gamers. You did get a solid kill out of it, and removing Sumail off the map is always valuable.
Yeah, they'll take it. Wait, what?
Tinker? He's going to go for the Blink Dagger, very close to it. Will ramp up his aggression greatly after that. As Matthew, they're going for it.
He wasn't in range there for the toss. Now does actually try and toss him back there with the Illuminate. It's a lot of damage coming through. Will cost Matthew's life, but Sumail going to be able to secure the kill regardless. Zoom Zigzag also turning up. I don't think they really have enough resources in the tank here to commit for this kill. Kuroki actually coming on through. It's just going to be enough to scare them away.
1-for-1 trade. Another one favoring Enigma Galaxy is they're going for more cold. Oh my lord.
Damage, man, is so big. Just burst down cold, and maybe we're going to commit for another one here on towards Zigzag. The stun. Okay, makes the space. He's fine.
Dodges in time. Oof, almost walks back into it. Yeah, the Sumail, he is doing heavy lifting right now in terms of the team's aggression. Just wherever you look, there he is killing people, and he's almost not yet doubling, but almost 2,000 gold ahead of the Tinker.
Yeah, having a great time. Well, up top, Avalanche tossed the setup for the arrow, but not really enough damage to threaten the kill. Just trying to make some space there for Miracle. Actually, Sumail's here with the Illuminate, trying to apply some pressure here on towards the tier 1 tower. Once again, Fun Gamers have to bring 4 heroes up, purely defensively.
This is turning quite scary for them. In the meantime, though, how's Lifestealer doing? Just farming away on his armlet, trying. Oh, top lane. Oh, do that in the stun.
Yeah, I'm going to try and chain him up. He's still pretty tanky though. He's not taking really any damage from this. Now they're going to turn around, and yeah, Zoom Zigzag, unfortunately for himself, gets left behind. And there will be a free kill going over towards Sumail. It seems like all the action's happening up at this top lane, but it's always going the way Enigma Galaxy feels. Now a 5k gold advantage.
Yeah, this is like we said, this is a very different draft than what they had in game 1. Sumail gets stunned, but Deepkit still takes a big hit, and the arrow's going to land.
Yeah, that will secure the kill. Attempts to go for the deny onto the Ancients. Nice attempt, but not enough. And now this will be the tier 1 tower also going their way, as Miracle's just going to be able to bring this one down himself, it feels. And yeah, this is the complete opposite of how game number 1 was going for Fun Gamers. Like, they were in charge, they were able to find lots of action, but they were never really able to push the net worth advantage past 1,000 gold. Now, Enigma Galaxy got the win. They're now on 6,000 gold at just 10 minutes in.
This is very scary for them. 63%. Okay, it's not like completely, 90 just yet, but it does feel like it right now. It's gotta be on Tinker and Slayer to make something happen, but their net worth is nearly half of the course of Enigma Galaxy. Because Lifestealer doesn't want to really fight early too much. Maybe he'll infest bomb someone, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean he's still 500 gold away from having Armlet online there for A9. I don't know, like, you have online, but is that really enough to make any plays?
No, and FVZ, by the way, there are a couple of stacks here, is able to farm them up, so he goes all the way to the top of the net worth. Level 10 in 10 minutes, very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, still, I don't know, I feel like you need A9 to be involved, but that's such a risk. If he gets involved and he loses a fight, you're kind of crushed. Your comeback mechanic, what's there then? What's left for you? Still,
not easy at all.
Yeah, if Slayer can get a Blink Dagger though, that might open up some avenues for Fun Gamers.
Yeah. That will definitely give them some opportunities to try and make some plays. Although A9 may be in danger of the bot. Will just rage to try and get himself back to the safety of 2-1. Even actually investing into Colds. But doesn't look like Galaxy are really going to give up the chase. They're going to continue to dive for this kill. The Vengeful Spirit getting so low. They were actually self the kill on towards Zigzag as well. Both supports are dead. And there is the Flaming Lasso. A-Line, nowhere to go but die. And it's 3 kills there for Enigma Galaxy. Yeah, this game is just looking all them right now.
Your supports don't have level 6. It's almost 12 minutes and you don't have Swap or Finger. 2 critical kills. Enigma Galaxy knows like, we can mostly ignore the supports. Venge is just a relatively weak stun, and Lion, sure, he's got level 3 mana drain, but that takes time to be impactful. Very scary.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This game is so different from game 1. This is what we expected the series to look like.
Yeah. Yeah, if it wasn't for fun gamers just pulling an absolute devious game number 1 out under their hats, this potentially could have been a 3-2-0, but yeah, now it's this Galaxy performing how we'd expect. Meanwhile, mids, it's Matthew in danger. Actually, the Eliminate heal comes on through, keeps the Tiny alive. Now Cold looks like to be the one who's going to die. No way to survive that burst. It comes on through. And they're actually going to carry on charging forwards here, looking for Zoom Zigzag. Oh, the stun doesn't quite connect. Not that it really matters. He was dying no matter what. This is a double for Sumail. Actually, Anumi puts himself onto the high ground. Sumail sees him, pushes him to the low ground in the direction of his supports. Trying to go for the TP out. Has to cancel it to dodge the arrow. And it just delays him even more. It's a triple kill here for Sumail. Oh, this game is an absolute disaster now for fun gamers.
Shiva's guard finished on FBZ as well. So now he's going to be able to have that, you know, nice, slow, reducing the heals coming up from the enemy side. You cannot fight on fun gamers anymore. You need to find a way to get your supports level 6 because they need those big ultimates. They're huge.
They really
Miracle
do.
In the meantime,
it's
just pushing.
Yeah. No, go on.
Oh, it's just taking top lane, brings it down to about 1/3 of its health. Might just go all the way for it. Slot, does he have a Blink Dagger? He might have the gold for it. He does.
Yeah. They're going to make the jump, going to try and pull him down. 3 more TPs coming on through. They got the lockdown, the stuns are there. And they will manage to bring down Miracle. No chance for Sun to play, although it looks like A9 just runs straight into a brick wall. And he will get burst down. Cold trying to go for a TP. Will barely be able to make it. So it's a trade of position 1 to the end of the day. But considering how fun gamers are behind, they'll take it.
It is. I'm surprised how aggressive he went up to there, knowing he knew Sumail at least was there. But he's like, nah, I don't care. Wisdom Ruins. Oh no, if you don't get this on the Radiant side, you'll be so sad. Oh no, you don't get it. Level 5 at 14 minutes for both supports. How awkward.
Oof. Wait. I feel like we've all been there. You know, if everyone's support players, we've all been in games where you just feels like you never get your ultimate for the entire thing. You just feel absolutely useless, and it's so sad. It's,
this is like
not a great spot to be in.
This is like when they first introduced Wisdom Runes, it only affected one guy, not the both supports. Remember, like not the lowest net worth. That was the worst. That was I was usually level 6 by 15 minutes in those games. Oh, Dep Kid. It's fast.
He's very fast. Oh, the toss forward though. Preferring an FBC. Nice stun though there. Comes out from Zoom Zigzag. But even so, FBC is just going to continue to chase forwards. The Blink Dagger though just barely comes off a cooldown to keep himself alive. But Zoom Zigzag is the sacrifice. Godlike spree for Sumail as well. Now it looks like it's going to carry on applying pressure. Maybe take down this mid tier too, as they got a lot of heroes here.
Look at the gap in net worth, man. I mean, they're like 6,000, 5,000, 4,000. The other side is 9,000 net worth on their cores. Insane what Enigma Galaxy is getting. The supports as well, doubling net worth. Okay, they want to go for a big jump.
Feels like they kind of have to. And these little plays, the only way they're really going to be able to bring themselves back into a decent spot. They're trying to find anyone they can. Matthew will show himself. Not really the best target. Said they jumped past him, trying to give us a but he did get the stun off in time. But there will be the bash at the very least with the arrow. It lands from Kuroki, slows down Depkid with the Flame and Last as well for FPC, holding A9 in place. They're just going to burst them all down. Miracle comes in with the backstab, and 3 deaths in a short second there for Fun Gamers. Maybe going to be another. Zoom Zigzag also getting caught. And it's 4 deaths, and yeah, this game is now looking nigh on unwinnable.
I think so too. You know, your sports still don't have level. Well, at least Venge has it, but not the Lion. That was a very desperate play. They Galaxy kind of saw it coming. But let's just go back. Okay, I thought they were going to throw an arrow here. They knew he was there, but I don't really see any way for Fun Gamers to make a comeback here. You don't have any sort of toss, any lasso on your side. You rely on a strong laning phase into fights.
Yeah. Actually, just applies the pressure to tier 3 here. Actually,
okay.
aggressive swap from Cold, bringing him back on in into an awkward spot. Arrow will actually land on towards A9 with the burst damage coming on through, but the Sunder will be there, keeps him alive. Cold's the one who actually dies. Or Kuroki trying to leap, but unfortunately not going far enough. Heal from the mech, toss onto the creeps. Will it make any difference? No, he's dead.
Well, he's still got the enemy. Actually, so far, position 5. You're happy with that. That's the only avenue you have, right? Swap them into your side, burst them down. They almost get Miracle. I think if A9 kept hitting him, that could have been a kill on the Terrorblade. As FBZ, they see him, but they realize they do not want to jump on him.
So, although trying to make a move, starting a little bit off the mark there from Matthew, but he does actually blink to the low ground. He's still here. Actually going to try and turn this one around. Got control on towards Depkid. The Slardar is dead. A9 now pops out. Should be able to score the kill on towards Matthew, but at the same time, FBZ trying to get the kill on towards Numi. The TP not going to go out in time. He will die. Zigzag as well just goes AFK, and they just tap out. GG. Enigma Galaxy bounce back and push this to a third map.
I think that was a wise decision by them. They saw the writing on the wall. They're like, we're getting crushed. There's no point in playing this game anymore. Maybe they feel like the draft was. Oh, I think they canceled GG, but it's fine. Yeah, just gonna be. Someone must have canceled by accident. Okay. It's okay. GG still called. Yeah, Enigma Galaxy just won the lanes and crushed them. I feel like they forced it a lot on Fun Gamers this game. So many times they were like, oh, let's just go for a kill. They couldn't get it. They need to wait level 6 before they can go for fights, but they didn't. Mid lane was an absolute kind of a disaster. I really think, Sumail was like 1,000 gold ahead by like 5 minutes in. So just a really rough laning stage. And I think it comes down, game 1 we praised Cold for his Undying. This game it's also the same thing. It's like the supports not really giving you the laning phase that you need.
No, like I said, they were level 5 up until like 15 minutes or whenever it was, which is absolutely sad. And as soon as they did actually get their ultimates, they went for that swap play on towards Miracle into the base with the finger. It looked so close, but the burst heal came through from the Illuminate and the mech. Then he sundered himself back up as well, and it was just like, okay, absolute disaster situation, even underneath their own tier 3, and just did not go their way at all.
No, it didn't. I mean, it wasn't like completely terrible. We see a new me who was like, all right, he's doing okay against the Kali, like experience, he knows how to play against him. There was Depkid still had a decent game on the Slaughter, but A9 was shut down. The supports felt very shut down. They wouldn't be able to get, I think, maybe they got the first one, I don't know, but they didn't get the second one. Just very clean by Enigma Galaxy. First game, it looked like it was the other side. This game, Enigma Galaxy. Hopefully, game 3, they both bring it, or they both don't bring it. Either way, it's close.
Yeah, like either way, yeah, we got a bit of a stompy game 1 into a bit of a stompy game 2. So let's hope that game number 3 is going to be nice and balanced. We will just have to wait and see. I mean, yeah, we were saying how the supports were probably a big factor about why Fun Gamers had a rougher time here. Like,
yep.
Do you think Enigma Galaxy just need to pan out the Undying and that again, and then it's going to be another easy game, or I don't know? I
think you're banning Undying no matter what, for sure. And then we'll see how the rest of the draft adjusts, because the range supports this didn't look so good this game. Especially Cold. I think that the Venge is sort of seen as a lane dominator, but not really most of the time. And against aggressive lanes, Venge tends to feel quite lackluster. You need something better, like a Clockwork would have helped.
Yeah, well, we'll see if that is going to be a little potential swap around that Fun Game is going to make, as we're going to be going into game number 3, guys, in about 5 or so minutes time. Not long to wait, and we shall return to see the conclusion of this series. So we'll see you very soon. Welcome back on in, ladies and gentlemen. The last game here coming up for you very soon. In fact, actually, it's already jumping on into the draft, man. These guys are so eager to get this game on the go. And yeah, hopefully it's going to be nice and exciting. I know everyone in chat saying my mic's been very bad. I trying to sort it out as I go. Like, I've literally just moved. This is my first stream since moving. So all of my options and all that stuff is very much in the air, trying to fix it as I'm going along. So hopefully I'll have the problem sorted very, very soon. Hopefully I've done it now. Who knows? But we have another game underway, don't we, Thomas?
Hey guys, don't show any mercy to him. Complain as much as you can about the mic, and if we complain hard enough, we know that it'll be fixed eventually. That's usually the logic I go with. But it's sounding okay for me for now. And hopefully that continues onto the stream. As we begin the game, Enigma Galaxy predictably bans out the Undying, recognizing that this is a scary hero for them. And I do not realize now that game 2 they banned like 4 or 5 sports heroes, because they know that fun gamers, when their sports have a bad time, the cores will generally have a bad time as well.
Yeah, that does seem to be the recurring trend right now. So we'll see if they go for that one. They did also ban the IO themselves in game number 2. So we'll see if they're going to do it again here.
10 seconds remaining.
Hope not. It looked like it was really useful for them. They have first pick on Enigma Galaxy. I imagine fun gamers is thinking, do we ban the IO now or do we let them have it? I don't know. The IO was, like I said, a big part of their success, but it worked well because it comboed with the Undying for more heal. So if you take IO, you might need, the way they play, they might want something like the Oracle, just with that shard, the heals, the saves as well. There are not many, when you think about it, there's not really a whole lot of healing supports in Dota 2. It feels like just a handful that are meta.
Yeah, that's true. Like, not really many which could be picked up that consistency in pro play.
By the way, Chen hasn't been banned. That is interesting.
True. Yeah, maybe that's what they're thinking about right now, where if it's the Chen or the IO they ban, in which case, potentially, we would see Enigma grab the one that isn't, and they take away the Chen, so do they grab the IO themselves? That's the question.
Yeah, it feels like fun gamers, they're in a tough spot, right? Too many heroes to ban. The Enigma, they've been, they're like Nigma, Enigma. You can't give the hero their name, the name, like the team that named hero. So that makes sense.
It definitely does. It feels like it's a Kuro, another one of Kuro's random position 5 heroes that he likes to play every now and then on the Enigma. So they're always trying to slow his game down as much as possible. Enigma Galaxy not interested in playing the IO themselves, and then actually just ban it instead.
Yeah, because for them, they'll be like, why should we take it when we know they're sort of hurt more? Like, we can play, if we play standard Dota without the IO, we're fine, but they kind of need it more, or we might not be comfortable with it, so just get rid of it. They open up with a tiny, could be for Sumail, could be for Matthew. It was getting a decent amount of tosses off, and generally a very solid bodyguard. He's very tanky in the lane, has an AoE stun, so he can hit both of them, and the displacement is also very strong.
Dire team
It is. And fun gamers, yay! They've got the call themselves. You were saying that a new me, it's his most played or something like that.
Yes.
So it makes sense they're going to snatch it up right now.
And they could also put it as position 4. They have flexed it in the past multiple times as a position 4 for Zoom Zigzag. So it's like, depending on the matchup you get. One nice thing about the Coddle mid is that he cannot lose the lane. You just stay back and you spam Illuminate. You'll always have some CS and some EXP. So, and game 2 he wasn't getting that with the Tinker. So I like the pick with the Coddle.
Yeah, I mean it was an interesting choice to go for the Tinker in general.
Yep.
I mean, maybe, as we were saying, because he does play Colt quite a lot, maybe he feels like Tinker's actually a decent matchup against it. But Sumail that not to be the case at all in that second game. He just really bullied him down so hard.
Well, they do get rid of the Depkid's Slardar. He's been playing 2 games in a row. He's been looking really good. Even the previous game when he lost, he was still able to jump, get a solo kill on Kuroki during the laning phase. In general, he's been having a decent showing with it. So all right, let's see what else we can play. And unfortunately, some of these players, I've never seen them before. And I can't even find any record with them. So I have no idea what Depkid plays besides the Slardar.
Yeah. I mean, that means this whole series, or this game at least, is just a complete mystery, Tomo. We can't really predict exactly what's going to come out. It makes it a bit more exciting. The air of the unknown.
It is. It is kind of cool to watch. But Tiny, let's see, Centaur's in the pool and Mars are in the pool. Those are sort of the standard offlaners. Although both of them received nerfs. Not the biggest nerfs in the world, but nerfs nonetheless.
Let's see what go for. They are chewing through a lot of their reserve time here, Fun Gamers.
Oh,
50
yeah.
seconds. Still thinking about this second pick right now. And see what. I'm sure it's going to be a support. Just depends which support they're actually going to go for.
Yeah, they are taking a really long time. Remember, right, they've only picked one hero. They're down to 30 something. I like the clock. Okay, good. I like the clockwork.
Yep.
We literally had this discussion after the game ended. We said, if you want a bodyguard, position 5, clockwork's pretty solid. You know, like he's much better at it than the Vengeful Spirit.
Yep, I agree. So we'll see what they're going to be able to do with this hero in their hands. You know, sometimes there are a lot of different heroes that can combo quite nicely with the clockwork in the lane. See if they're potentially going to pick up a big combo for it, or they just want to grab a hero which could just secure the later game. We'll have to wait and see. But Enigma Galaxy looking for their second hero right now. We'll see.
Up against Clockwork and Keyboard, you haven't really revealed too much from Fun Gamer's side. You know, you're like, it's still very, very flexible here with what we can do. They did take away FBZ they took away FBZ as Bat Rider. They take the Primal Beast. So this bottom lane, if it's Primal Tiny, very hard to kill anyone. And they could take Kuroki's Mirana. So Enigma Galaxy looking very durable. If you're Fun Gamers, do you want something like maybe I want to say a Slark, but he's low health, but he's good later on. Monkey King, kind of the same thing. Maybe Ursa wouldn't be so bad, honestly, for Fun Gamers. Or possibly, again, the Drow Ranger, but you are susceptible to the jump from the enemy side.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of means there for Enigma Galaxy already to get on top of a hero like a Drow, so it might be a very, very risky pick indeed. Especially with the Cottle being another very squishy sort of core that's going to be trying to sit at the backlines as well. Might make it a very awkward draft for them. So we'll see what they can grab up instead. Like I said, the Ursa does kind of make sense. Could see them go for that one.
Yeah. Ursa, Monkey King. What do they want to go with? They go with the Tidehunter. Okay, that's going to be their offlaner. Not quite the same aggression that you get from a Slardar. And I imagine if you're Fun Gamers now, you want to take your carry. Because if you don't, you either take a position 4 or a mid and you reveal which one the Coddle is. So taking a carry right now still gives you some flex with the Coddle.
10 seconds remaining.
Not much time here.
5 seconds.
That's again, we don't know too much about A9. He did take the lifesteal of the previous game. Actually, lifesteal is not bad. You're up against these 2 strength heroes. Like I wouldn't mind to see the lifesteal at all.
So they'd go for only 10 seconds of reserve time left. Choices. Which direction are they going to go for? And the hero of choice is going to be back on in for the Luna. You know, the carry that did some decent work in game number 1. And they're going to feel A9's going to be able to do a similar thing here. How do you feel it fits into this current lineup?
It's a bit risky. You know, Primal Beast can jump on you, Tiny as well once he gets the Blink Dagger. And in general, you're not super fragile, to be fair, but you're not durable either. So the lane phase could be tough. But it can go either way. Fun Gamers could crush the bottom lane as well with this against the Primal Beast and the Tiny. Like they have some decent damage and control. There's also they're up against decent damage and control as well.
Yeah.
It comes down to Cold. How well can he play the Clockwork, I think, is the biggest factor right now.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, did a fantastic job on the Undying. It's, Clockwork Undying, they play fairly similar in the laning phase, so
sure.
Maybe that'll translate through. Who knows? Close enough.
It's like Clockwork, Undying, Strength, Melee. They, bring up stuff. One of them cogs, one of them 2 stuff. This is good enough.
Yeah, actually, that's my exact thinking, Atomo.
I just realized Clockwork is pretty good against the Primal Beast in so many ways. Like the Battery Assault is great to stop the onslaught. If you hold him in the cogs, I don't know if you can trample. Like if you move enough to trample. I think, and of course, there's the hook shots. Like he's not bad against the Primal Beast at all. We'll see if Enigma Galaxy considers moving the Primal to the mid and picking up something else. But then again, I imagine they want to pick their carry as well to keep flexing the Tiny. There is still a Terrorblade Miracle. He's calling for you.
Yeah. I mean, does he really want to play it 3 games in a row? Game number 1 was pretty rough. Second game was good, even though it had a kind of a rough start against the Slardar, got bullied down quite a bit, but
Okay.
could maybe be set up for it, but they go for the Darkseer instead.
All right, so it is going to be very likely the Sumail. Actually, Sumail has played a decent amount of Tiny, so Sumail is either going to take the Tiny, the Primal Beast, Kuroki is going to take Mirana, Matthew's going to take the Reminder. So this is going to be the carry left for Enigma Galaxy. As Fun Gamers, they also are flexing the Coddle. So there's a bit of flex from both sides, making it a bit hard to guess. Actually, we know Enigma's definitely taking a carry. We don't know what Fun Gamers is picking.
Yeah, it could go in a few different directions for themselves, and they don't have much reserve time either to work with, so whatever choice they go for are going to be relatively pressured into it. But with these bans, they take away both the Faceless Void and the Slark. Meanwhile, Enigma Galaxy taking away their ban of the Monkey King so far. Obviously, if the Monkey King was going to be mid or safe lane, either one's going to be good there, so it makes sense to take that one out.
I guess so. Interesting, though, because they already had the Luna, so Monkey King, where would he go? Enigma Galaxy, you're going to have to show all your cards right now. There is a win range in the pool. They go to here, but all right, you know.
Okay.
Miracle's like, hey, it's not, if it's there, I might as well take it.
Yeah, it's like I've already warmed up on this hero now. Third game in a row just means I'm going to keep getting better and better. So in theory, Atomo, this should be the game he just absolutely crushes and just annihilates Fun Gamers.
To be fair, when up against a Tide Hunter, it's the easiest one for Terrorblade. Compared to a Slardar who can run at you, kill you. Tide Hunter, a lot less aggressive in the lane, unless he has an amazing partner. Who is it gonna be? Leshrac comes out. Okay, so this is going to be the position for Coddle, very likely. Yep, this is going to be the position for Coddle. From the start, we said that it could go, they flex it 2-4, so it's going to be the Coddle and the Tide Hunter. I kind of like that, just because you can chakra double anchor. Not bad. If Terrorblade tries to be aggressive, you can push him away with the Blinding Light. Leshrac. Primal Beast.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the way they do damage is pretty similar. You know, a lot of AoE, they just want to be in top of somebody's face. So when it comes down to it, who would you favor in that like sort of 1v1 matchup, the Primal or the Lesh?
I think Primal, just because he's more durable than the Lesh. But actually, Leshrac can spam Lightning Storm. I think if he goes for Lightning Storm build, I might favor him then. But we'll find out. The interesting thing is that Cold on the Clockwork will have a very tough time right now. He's up against the Tiny and the Darkseer, double Ion Shell. If he's up against Primal Beast, I'm like, yeah, it's fine. But double Ion Shell for Clockwork, very hard to deal with. So this the safe lane for Fun Gamers doesn't look as good as it did a little while ago.
No, yeah, Cold might struggle a bit more. I mean, didn't have too great of a game in that second one on the Venge, but even still, like the Clockwork we were saying in general just feels like a slightly better pick. So despite that sort of Iron Shell counter, do you think he's still going to be okay, or is he just going to get completely shut down?
No, I think it's better than game 2 with the Venge. Like, I think he'll have a better time. Plus, you can tank up a little bit, get some strength items. Well, it does help out. So I think overall, this will be less one-sided than game 2. But we'll see how it's going to go.
Well, we always hope for that. Love to see close games.
I do too. And then I was like, Fun Gamers, they come up swinging. Game 1 looked really good. And I was like, yeah. And then, not that I hate Enigma or anything, just like, it's nice to see an underdog show up good. Then game 2, they got stomped, and you're like, that's not cool. So whoever wins, I just hope we have a closer game. It could shape up that way. Honestly, I think NGX's draft is better overall, though.
Yeah. Does kind of feel that way, despite how well, Fun Gamers were able to play game number 1, despite the fact that we were still favoring Enigma Galaxy in that one. Like, does it? It's not going to make much of a difference. Who knows? We'll be jumping on through soon, hopefully. Once again, just some more connection issues on the side of Fun Gamers. This time it's Zoom Zigzag, not Cold. The supports are trading the poor internet.
One of the admins like, all right, we're going to start back in 10 minutes. It's not 4 minutes for the whole series. So hopefully I'm able to make it in time. The reason I favor NGX slightly is just because their draft is more durable overall. And you can expect like Pipe and Greaves and things like that because you have Tiny, Darkseer, Primal, Terrorblade. We know Mirana gets mech, so that by itself makes her more durable. On the other side, there are no slouches, but the sustained damage is mostly just going to be Luna and Leshrac, and even then, it's not insane amounts of burst damage. Or, like consistent damage.
Yeah. I feel like as well with like Sumail and FBZ both making plenty of space in these fights for Miracle, like, might be quite hard to deal with the TB just constantly chucking out those right clicks.
If the Ravage comes out and you don't burst someone down, at least one person down, I think fights are generally going to be over for fun gamers. You know, these long duration skirmishes are no good. By the way, Clockwork, he did receive a buff. I believe 50% of the damage of the mana that you burn is added to damage. And so that adds about 25, 40, 55, 70 damage for when you're maxing. That's not bad, actually.
Yeah, that's not bad at all, to be honest. Like, every little bit does help. Sometimes, you know, the amount of times we've seen team fights and people survive with like 10 HP or something like that, and they're able to run away. Like, that's the exact sort of patch change, which will make all the difference later on. So, we'll see how it does, but we do have the Cottle now returned on into the game. Hopefully, we'll be back underway. And we are. All right, game number 3. Here we go.
And you might also be like burning with a cog like multiple times. So that, you know, 70 damage, it does add up quite a bit. So it is a nice buff. Only thing is, of course, cogs tends to be maxed out last. So, you know, you don't really get that benefit too early when it matters the most, I would say. But it's nice. It's nice.
It is nice. You know, maybe some players will feel like that's a big enough change now to actually max it. Potentially, you know, gives you that extra little bit of burst. Yeah.
You take like 1 point battery assault, it's not about in rocket flare, max out your Q and W, you're like, that's good. As the smoke up for Enigma Galaxy, fun gamers. They don't sniff this out, they just go to make sure that they block, the ancient camp. I haven't seen fun gamers do a lot of stacking so far. So Enigma Galaxy, that sentry board is nice, but it'll time out before the 7-minute spawn, and that's usually when people might actually go around and start stacking to begin with.
Yeah, that's very true. No, they've done pretty much the same play as well in all 3 games. Go for that smoke, 5-man move. First game was into the bottom lane, and then second and third just in towards that top triangle area. So they've, you know, done the similar sort of play to attempt that first blood. But not going to happen. That's pretty much everyone once again from Fun Gamers here, grouped up by their tier 1. And they're going to head on mass to secure this bottom bounty, where Sumail, he's just going to give up on it. Not interested.
Yeah, he's like, 2 for 2. That's fine. Similar start to how game 2 started here. As Debkid is going to have to make a long walk to the top lane. It's going to take him a while to get there versus the Tidehunter. He might miss a creep or 2 because of that.
Yeah, he might do. It's going to be close. I mean, maybe Zoom Zigzag's going to be able to pick it up. Actually, already scouting out that sentry in the camp.
Well done.
He's got the 6th sense.
You know, not really, because they actually took the Watcher there on Enigma Galaxy, which indicated that we've been in the area. So it's like, well, if they were in the area, they took the Watcher, they may have planted a sentry. So good awareness there. Oh, yeah. Just push the high ground. He's very happy with that situation. So bottom lane cold. Gonna be a bit of a struggle for him to go up against these 2 melee heroes with Ion Shell. He is doing this job, Matthew gets the courier. That's how you do it.
Yeah, takes down courier as well before the tangos get delivered. So FBC doesn't actually have any regen at all now, which they could potentially use their advantage. Although at the same time, Matthew actually started off with 2 stacks tangos, so at least it's going to be a share around here. They got something.
Cold
trying to drag the creep. Oh, yeah, he's cutting them off. A9 also here. They've got their creep wave in the jungle area. Actually, just going to keep on trying to focus onto FBC, but Cold is also taking a lot of damage here. Got to be careful he doesn't get turned on. With the Iron Shell, he's actually fast enough to run away, but the first blood's actually found up top. Zigzag bringing down Kuroki.
I think a lot.
Still in danger? Like, what is happening? He just runs on in, and A9 just casually right-clicks him down. Matthew will get the trade, but who cares? A9's happy.
Cold with that first, that early wind lace doing a lot of work. He is speeding in this lane, and they are having trouble catching Matthew. If he was able to stay close with the Iron Shell, would have killed him, but not enough. So, yeah, the top lane, they were getting kills. Debkid also loses his life, so a lot of action on this one. I'm glad. It does looking way more even than the previous game.
Yeah, it definitely is. Obviously, Debkid, you know, he did get the first words, but he should trade it away. Actually, no, it was Zoom Zigzag that got the first blood, so never mind. And then he dies. Still trying to chase after him. No chance hiding in the trees there. Will die. Debkid gonna try and actually apply some damage onto Miracle as the meta has now run out. He's just going to walk away. No problem.
Mid lane so far going for a new me, just because he did go for the Lightning Storm build that we were saying would help him quite a bit. He's got 2 points there. So Sumail, you're gonna be taking a lot of harass because of that. You know, even though you've got a lot of health, the harass will whittle you down eventually. As in, he's confident. I like when they do the high five. You know, I was like, all right, there's a little bit of style there.
Yeah. It actually seems like Sumail's struggling for mana more than anything else at the moment. Let's see if that problem does persist.
Let's try, guys. Oh, yeah, Matthew. He's taking a few hits, but he is able to walk out just fine. Yeah, let's try. Got like what 3.5 intelligence gain. He builds mana items. When you're primal beast, it's like maybe you want to build phase boots. You don't really want to build mana boots, which means you only got bottle. Lestrike's got a ring of basilisk, and he's building for the arcane. So mana is just going to favor a new me, which means he can just out harass Sumail.
Yeah, should do. Not even really rely on any sort of rotations from the two supports at all. Happy just to sit in this lane. Hey, do you think Sumail might rotate out as soon as he hits his 6? You know, look for a kill onto either the Tide or the Luna?
I think so. I think staying in the lane is kind of disfavorable. You'd rather just move on. But if you move around, then the Lestrike might take it if he takes the Diabolic Edict. He has 1 point in it, so towers do melt against the Lestrike. So far though, Sumail is just kind of doing what he can to stay competitive in the lane. As Zoom Zigzag stacks more for his team. You have Lestrike on your team, and Tide Hunter, and a Luna, so all of them can take stacks.
Yeah, lots of way of securing all that farm. See, just a double stack so far on their own Ancients. I'm sure that'll start to pile up more. Think it's worth Kuroki maybe heading over that area and trying to re-block it, or just sort of let it be what it is now?
I think they're worried about how much Miracle's in danger, right? It's like Call and Tide Hunter. Oh, no, bottom lane. Yeah, Call and Tide Hunter can do a lot in the lane, so I think Kuroki's worried about leaving his partner right now.
I think so, yeah. Down bottom, trying to apply pressure on towards Cold there. Once again, you know, the 2 points into the Iron Shell, racking up some decent damage. Actually, Cold turns around, cocks the both here, but he's the one taking most of the damage. Maybe overstayed his mark, although will they be able to get the trade on towards Matthew? The burst heal, just about enough to keep the Tiny alive. Very close to a trade, but even still, extremely risky there from Cold.
It is. And he just thought that maybe A9 would have enough damage. It might have been, if he had like 1 point in the glaives, that would have helped out a lot just because they're all stuck together. But at the end, it doesn't look good for him at all. So Cold kind of throws his life. But he is doing a better job than the previous game. As we've said, Clockwork, great bodyguard for the Luna right now.
He is. And once again, just runs on in there. Matthew actually tossing in FBZ aggressively. The vacuum actually got cancelled. On towards A9, but it doesn't look like it's going to work as it ends up being 2 kills going the way of Fun Gamers. Actually coming out ahead there. That was extremely close though. Everyone is so low.
Bit of misplays coming out there. They kind of tossed the Darkseer deep, then he vacuumed the Luna close to him, which means he could get extra attacks off. So that was a little bit of misplay from Enigma Galaxy. And Fun Gamers takes full advantage of it. On the other side though, they are able to get a double kill for them, and Tide Hunter, he's having a very rough time right now.
Yeah, only 17-0 on the CS compared to Miracle's 34-12, just miles ahead. Meanwhile, the gank does come through into the mid lane. Both supports of Enigma Galaxy collapse onto a new me, and that is a big target to bring down. Sumail's happy with that extra space.
Kuroki, the arrow doesn't lie, and he wasn't in range to get the assist gold, so not really any value from him being there, but still, you know, moral support is important.
It's all about the numbers, you know? Makes you just feel safer. Go for those greedier plays.
It's like if they tried to fight, then I would have been useful. But a new me, oh, look at that. Because they know that the sentry was removed, they're like, well, there might be stacks for us, and they're very juicy.
Yeah, triple on the Ancient, although it looks like Sumail might just settle for the normal creeps. Obviously a bit easier to kill there with the trample, although runs straight in towards a new me, controlled there with the ultimate, pulverized in place, lost as well. As a lot of damage comes on through, the new me does die. Big kill found there for Enigma Galaxy. And now Sumail feels very safe securing these creeps. He's even going to stack it one more time. The ultimate greed.
Right? Zoomzig, I thought he'd be able to releasing it a tiny bit earlier, but he did not. And in the meantime, there's a 4 stack here for Enigma Galaxy. FBZ might takes a little bit of damage. The scary thing is that Lestrike died twice now. He was kind of leading above the Primal Beast. Now he's behind him. Very scary. Cold. None time.
Yeah, not going to be able to get there to snatch that Wisdom Rune, so we'll just be secured from FBZ. Depkid as well did manage to grab their own one, of course, which is exactly what he needed. As we were saying earlier, this Tide's not been having too great of a game, so every little bit he can get to help boost him back up will be taken up.
Apart from A9 as well as Less Strike. Okay, so it's not as bad as the previous game right now, but you can still see Enigma Galaxy doing a little bit better on all their cores, particularly Miracle right now.
Yeah,
so
just about 1k gold lead. Nothing massive.
So I think, when does the game sort of change for the two sides here? Zoom Zigzag. Nice job. Sumail. He's going to be fine. Just walks away. Clockwork reaching level 6 does give you a good bit of catch for fun gamers. And you do have the Less Strike and the Titan you can play around with. I think both teams are just kind of waiting for their ultimates. Level 6 is pretty crucial on almost every hero.
Let's feel it. Looks like they're going to try and make a dive for A9 underneath the tower. Matthew having to toss him straight up into the air as Sumail comes on charging through. A9 is done. Zoom Zigzag as well. Can't withstand all that damage. Even Miracle just turns up with the meta. Ends up being 3 quick kills there for Enigma Galaxy, and they're going to be able to take down this tier 1 tower. Big victory from themselves. And there we go. We do actually now see a solid 2k gold advantage.
The two most important fighters for fun gamers weren't around. Neither the Tidehunter nor the Leshrac, and that's who you need to play around with. Let Luna go and jungle farm for now, and just play as 4-man while you can. As man, we've been saying it, but without the Undying, feels like fun gamers drafts they're a lot more lost, you know.
Yeah, the Undying IO seem to be their best support duo, and as soon as they get stripped away from them, yeah, they do struggle quite a lot. Even, Depkid just gets casually pushed out of his lane. No problem.
Yeah, because it's super easy, right? It's like anytime Tombstone's available, we go push. It's a very easy strategy to follow. It's like the same thing with like putting another ward. Slightly more effective as Moonlight Shadow is used. They know it's up. A9. They should be able to make it out in time.
Yeah, can't say the same though for Colds. Arrowed, pulverized, controlled, dead. And also going to lose the rest of this triple stack. Sumail's going to very happily take that one up. Miracle even turning up to maybe get one. He does. He gets something.
Yeah, unfortunate, because those are all the big ones. You know, those are the ones who are survived till the end. So the stacks, both of them have been taken by Enigma Galaxy. That's really most of the advantage they were receiving. They have right now, sorry, in terms of net worth.
Yeah, 3k gold lead. Even a mech now into the hands of FPZ. Very, very close to the Guardian Greaves. Yeah, only 600 gold away. And then it feels like Enigma Galaxy going to be very happy, just continuously looking for fights and action. Why not? They got this advantage. May as well push it.
Zoom Zigzag is about to get a Spirit Vessel. But as you mentioned, the Greaves will be able to sort of like counter that just fine. As they was like, alright, we'll just farm. You know, we'll wait for you guys if you guys want to make a move. They're confident in their draft late game, and they know that they don't really have to like push it right now. What big items are coming out here for our friends here on the Radiant side? And Yumi wants to go for the Yule Scepter. Needs a bit of time to get it though. And Tide, he does have the first item, Vlads. I like it, but feels like his Blink Dagger is going to be able to set the pace for the team. It's hard to go those big ultimates without it.
Yeah, we'll slow him down a bit. Once he could eventually get it. And the supports, well, as you said, nothing queued up for the Clockwork, but Cottle very close now to having the Spirit Vessel online, which maybe will help, but we'll just have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Sumail has actually now completed the Blade Mail, which makes things very, very awkward for a new me.
You're right, you show up there, you turn on your pulse and up on your double, and you're like, wait, this is not what I meant.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh. Darks here. They're smoked up here for Enigma. They would love to take this tower. Leshrac up in the front. He is very valuable to your team, so I'd love it if he can stay alive and just dish out a few of these hits. Sumail walks into the haste through him, but he's going to be fine. Oh, dear.
Alright, Matthew comes in with the backstab. Colts just cogging in Sumail, but unfortunately when there's a haste rune on a Primal Beast, not really any chance to survive. He does just get brought down. And they're going to try and apply some pressure onto this tier 1, but quite hard pushing when there's a Cottle just to kill the creeps. But never mind, you've got a Miracle with Meta activated. That'll bring it down.
They're still sort of delaying the game decently for fun gamers. But the question is, when are you going to get that ultimate of the Clockwork so you can engage? Oh, Matthew. Looked like he was about to start the fight. Tidehunter's here, though. He has Ravage.
Yeah. He's going to pop it out. Does actually connect onto 3 heroes over there. It's good control, but even still they turn around. They drop the ball. Depkid taking a lot of damage. Healed up. Even still he's dying so quickly. Even Sumail brings down Anumi in the backlines. And it's just an immediate disaster there for Fun Gamers. Losing Cold as well. A9, he's actually being stalked from KuroKy right now. Both supports on his case. Controlled up by the arrow. The body blocks of Matthew trying to get FBC in range. There's no vacuum. But they have an avalanche toss in just a second. Does he dive it for it? He will.
Yeah, he will.
Awesome, straight up into the air. Is that enough damage? It is. There we go. It's 4 kills going the way of Enigma Galaxy. And yeah, Fun Gamers now really are suffering.
And the problem is what I mentioned, right? Enigma Galaxies, they've got the durability. You know, like the sustained damage from pure gamers is just not there. We see a good Ravage on, I think it was on 3 people. And they can't bring anyone down. They're like, we can't kill them. Especially not with A9, with A9 does not wanting to join.
Yeah. And it's like, as soon as Sumail went on top of Anumi, like the trample damage plus the blade mail reflecting it all back, just absolutely tore him to pieces in a second. It was way too much for him to deal with. Meanwhile, it looks like Matthew has been caught out, but Sumail doing some damage to the backlines himself. Even Matthew's throwing him away. A friendly Sun actually comes in from Miracle to keep Matthew alive. And now all of a sudden, Fun Gamers desperately trying to run away. Anumi trying to juke up towards the north side. Sumail actually chasing after him, maybe overextending. The stun not actually going to connect, which will keep him alive. Zoom Zigzag will still fall, and Anumi eventually just too many heroes around him. Burst Heal comes on through there with the Guardian Greaves. And it's another massive win for Enigma Galaxy.
Oh, the damage issues, man. And they're all the Wisdom Ruins. FBZ loves doing this. He's been doing this for all 3 games. He at least steals 1 Wisdom Ruin per game. But you can see the damage issues. They cannot bring them down. Their burst damage, we said, it's not very bursty. You know, you don't have like Alliance support. You don't have a core that can just like shred people down. Leshrac takes his time. Same thing with the Tide Hunter. And then with Galaxy, it's like, we have life to spare.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they could just constantly throw their bodies at him. There's nothing Fun Gamers can really do. Like, A9 needs so much more time before actually becoming a scary hero. And I just don't think they're really going to get there, especially with this happening. Sumail casually finding him, pulverized setup for the arrow. And it's just a free kill onto the Luna.
And you're getting items that we're seeing the pipe going to be being picked up by FBC. He wants it. He's building towards it. Oh, and Yumi.
Yeah, they got the grab on towards the Lesh. No save to come. Cogs just kind of getting him stuck as well, as eventually he will get brought down. Matthew jumping forwards to secure the grab on towards Zoom Zigzag as well. It's another 3 kills. And this game just continuing to go down the sinkhole right now here for Fun Gamers. 12,000 gold behind at 15 minutes in. 4 for 25 on the scoreline. Is there much glimmer of hope here for them, Atomo?
I think they have 1 more fight with Ravage. And if you win that fight, you'll play. If you lose that fight, you'll be like, yeah, we're done. You know, if we get like a big team fight, because we saw in the previous game, Fun Gamers, if they feel like the game is really like not going their way, they will GG out. They're like, yeah, we're not gonna play it till the end just to play it. And I think that is a smart move here. You got 1 more Ravage, and that's basically it.
Oh, speaking of the Ravage, Depkid has been found. Sumail's on the case with Matthew there. He's going to slowly play around with him. They've got more than enough disables to stop any sort of TP play. So slowly but surely, this is a dead fish.
It takes his time, but he does fall in the end. He does dive away from any objectives on his team, so it will take some time for Enigma Galaxy to capitalize on this. As the the tips. Okay.
Yeah, just Cold and Anumi tipping each other. Must be some interesting things happening in their comms, I'm sure. As try to apply some damage on towards KuroKy, but Cold.
Can you shot an ally?
Ending a bit there. He's dead. No space.
No chance to shot. I always wonder what what's happening, right? When teams is tipping each other and they're all feeding. You're like, is this one of my pubs? You know, something happening here.
Yeah. Hopefully it's friendly banter and not team rage, which I'm sure is not gonna happen.
Yumi goes invis. By the way, he can tell where he is because if he sees like the onslaught, the animation where he's like, oh, I bumped into something here. He's around, but doesn't get the kill. Yumi was just too high health. That's a kill.
Hook shot on towards KuroKy. Leaps down to the south side. Well, it's still more than enough damage. No leap charges left as well. So they are able to kill KuroKy, who is actually worth a lot of money with that 5 kill streak. They'll take it.
1,100 gold, right? Like, holy crap. All right, it's 5 versus 4. This is gonna be fun games. Big
Matthews,
opening.
3-man avalanche with the vacuum wall. There isn't the cogs. It traps in all of his own team. It's really awkward. Even with the Ravage making the space, they're trying to run away, but Anumi is just so damn slow. The Pulverize locking him down. He is dead. Cold eventually will force Sumail, just charging forward, securing the kill. Depkid trying to do what he can, nearly bringing down FBZ, but he's just going to be A-OK. Sumail even securing Zigzag in the base. It's triple kill for Sumail on the Godlike, looking for that quad. If he can get it, it's a tanky boy there. And disconnect. Yeah, they're GG. They're done. All right, okay. That's an awkward way to call GG, but
yes,
that is it.
Dude, what? Oh man, after winning game 1, the crumbling that happened in game 2 and 3. Oh, that was definitely not the GG we were hoping to see. As Enigma Galaxy leveraging their durability. I love the blade mail on Sumail. He's like, oh, you guys want to hurt me? Cool, I'll just hurt you more. And of course, we see the Greaves, the Greaves as well as the pipe coming out, and you have a Tiny as a support. I think Boots of Bearing was coming on Kuroki, so you get that huge region coming out for you. Just really well played. Great itemization from Enigma Galaxy. On the other side, they fell apart. You can see it, like the lane phase went decently, but the team fights did not. Then 2 or 3 team fights, they're like, we're out. We can't take it anymore.
Yeah, it just was so awkward. Such an awful game for them in general. It was like an 18-minute GG call.
Yep.
Yeah. On the side of Enigma Galaxy with 16k gold lead. Just, I don't know. It looks completely different to game number 1. Like game number 1, Fun Gamers look so coordinated. They look like a really strong, structured team. They're playing fantastically with each other, but we just didn't see that at all in games 2 or 3. It just didn't happen. Dude,
in this game, how many times did Clockwork cog his own team in a bad spot? Like there's one with the Leshrac where he keeps them for the kill. Then this fight as well, where the vacuum, and then he calls them. He's like, I got you, FBZ. No problem. We're setting up something here. And then just a couple of times he cogs his own allies into death, and unfortunate to see that. You do get the feeling like maybe there's some sort of friction happening with the tips and the GG out. Not a nice way to end the series, I must say.
No, yeah, it wasn't a very great way to wrap up. But, there is the safety of the lower brackets at the very least there, Otomo. So it's not like Fun Gamers are completely out of the contention here of getting themselves through to the main event. They will obviously be playing up against the losers of PSG Quest against Copy Bebra, which I don't know if that series is still going on or not.
I believe it should be over. PSG took game 1 like 20 minutes. So, yep, it is a 2-0 for PSG. Each game 20 minutes. So nothing shocking there. As it is going to be Enigma versus PSG Quest, upper bracket. Very likely Enigma versus PSG Quest in the grand finals as well.
Yeah, we will have to wait and see on that one. But obviously the next series coming up, guys, will be the PSG Quest versus Enigma Galaxy ones. That will be coming up for you pretty soon. It is a fixed schedule. So I believe there's still about an hour and a half or so to wait for that series to come on up. So you guys do have an extended break there. But then after that series, the final one at the end of the day will actually be the lower bracket matchup of Copy Bebra versus Fun Gamers, where we will see one of those teams getting booted out of the chance to go forward in this tournament. So still lots more action to happen.
Two more series, but it won't be on. I believe this channel will be probably closing because it will be the other channel that's going to be continuing for the rest of the day. So me and Bluescale, we're done for this game, and we're done for today. We're done for the entire region. This is the one series we got. It was nice to see it with great game 1. Would have been nice to see closer game 2 and 3, but it was fun to watch while it was there.
Yeah, that's true. Things happen, and I think the fact that we got 3 games in general was quite a big surprise. Like, I don't think anyone was expecting it. And Fun Gamers, man, they did do a real solid job game number 1. Just couldn't do it again, second and third. But these things happen. They have that second chance to lower brackets. But thank you all for watching the stream. We hope you have enjoyed. And once again, do come back in about an hour and a half's time to see the continuation here of the MENA qualifiers. So we'll see you later, everybody.
Bye-bye.